We are built for this network, for the strong, not the weak.
Yo, this is Afro, aka All Flows Reach Out, and you're listening to Built for This Network. Yes, sir. From the building, stay bomb.
Walter Ray Allen, universally recognized as one of the greatest shooters in league history. But just how good of an overall basketball player was he really? At this point in hindsight, so much of his legacy is wrapped up in one single shot, possibly the most clutch shot in NBA history. But the truth is, he was so much more than just that. And with this video, I would like to dig more into the less documented periods of his career, as we analyze his talent, his accolades, and the impact he left on the game as a whole. So let's start how we always do, by taking it back to the beginning of his career. Ray Allen was selected with the 5th overall pick in the 1996 NBA draft by the Minnesota Timberwolves, but was almost immediately traded to the Milwaukee Bucks for the rights to draft Stephon Marbury. It would be in Milwaukee where the 6'5" shooting guard would begin his journey to the Hall of Fame. In his rookie campaign, he averaged 13.4 points, 4 rebounds, and 2.6 assists on 43% shooting in 30 minutes per game. He also shot 39.3% from three-point range, immediately displaying his sharpshooting upon entering the league. He had plenty more skills than just that though. He had a fantastic and underrated handle, he was great at moving without the basketball, he could shoot off the dribble, and was extremely accurate when contested. And many have already forgotten how he had a sneaky explosiveness when attacking the rim. He even participated in the NBA dunk contest in his rookie season. Despite the 21-year-old's immediate impact, Milwaukee was still a long ways from competing, and finished the season with a 33-49 record. In his second year, Allen and the Bucks took a leap forward as he increased his averages across the board and had numerous standout performances, like in the final game of the regular season in a must-win situation to get into the playoffs. Allen dropped 40 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals on 55% shooting. If a 22-year-old did that in today's NBA, social media would be losing its mind. As time went on, Allen and the Bucks continued to grow stronger, as he was an all-star for the first time in his 4th season. But it would be his 5th season where Milwaukee would make some serious noise in the East. That year, he put up 22 points, 5.2 rebounds, 4.6 assists, and 1.5 steals on 48% shooting and 43.3% from distance. With help from teammates like Glenn Robinson and Sam Cassell, the Bucks won 52 games for the second best record in the Eastern Conference. Allen took his game to another level in that postseason, as they started by beating the Magic in 4 games, and then beat the Hornets in the second round in 7 games. They were heading into the Eastern Finals, and awaiting for them was the league MVP and the top-seeded Philadelphia 76ers. Now everyone remembers Allen Iverson's iconic 2001 postseason, where he offensively carried the 76ers into the NBA Finals. But what everyone forgets is how close Ray Allen was to leading the Bucks to the finals instead. They pushed the 76ers to an epic 7-game series, and in that series, Ray put up a remarkable 27.1 points, 5.4 assists, and 3.3 rebounds on 46.8% shooting. He also shot a ridiculous 51% from three-point range and 97% from the free throw line. This obviously wasn't just a really solid three-point shooter, but Allen was a legitimate superstar playing like a superstar when the games mattered most in the NBA playoffs. Believe it or not, we still hadn't seen the best of Ray Allen. Unfortunately, this is the best we'd see from this Bucks squad, as the team wasn't clicking as well the following year, and eventually, looking to make major changes, they made a blockbuster trade, sending Allen to the Seattle Supersonics in return for Gary Payton. In Seattle, the now 28-year-old Allen would have to be leaned upon even more offensively, which led his numbers to consistently increase over the next several seasons. He was legitimately asserting himself as one of the best shooting guards in all of the NBA. and in the 05-06 season, he would have a career year from an individual perspective. He put up 25.1 points, 4.3 rebounds, 3.7 assists, and 1.7 steals on 45% shooting and 41.2% from three-point range. In only 78 games, he set the NBA record for the most three-pointers made in a single season with 269. His record has since been broken over a dozen times due to the inflation in three-pointers. But even with that being said, his 269 total is still incredibly impressive even by today's standards. To even further emphasize how impressive his three-point total was, consider the fact that the NBA in 2006 was shooting less than half the amount of three-pointers that are being shot in the current NBA. In other words, 06 Allen would be an absolutely terrifying force if he played in today's game. He simply increased his scoring average the following year, including a monstrous 54-10-5 performance against the Utah Jazz. Unfortunately, shortly after that, his season was cut short by an injury, and he had to have ankle surgery on both ankles, missing the remainder of the 2006 to 2007 season. Although Allen was an all-star in each of his 4 full seasons with the Sonics, they were never able to make it as far as the conference finals, and due to this, the Sonics were ready to head into a complete rebuild by the 2007 offseason. So they traded Allen to the Boston Celtics for a couple players and a lottery pick. Shortly after, the Celtics also acquired Kevin Garnett, forming the iconic Boston Big Three. This is all well known and well documented, but the Celtics went from a 24-win team to a 66-win team after the additions. The offensive production was spread out pretty evenly between the 3 stars. Although Allen's numbers dropped significantly from his days with the Sonics, it was all for the sake of winning, as the Celtics dominated their way to the 2008 championship. One thing Allen definitely displayed during his time with Boston was his natural clutch gene. Time and time again, he hit a game-winning basket or a crucial 3 just when his team needed it. In February of 2010, he became the all-time leader in three-pointers made, a record he still holds to this day. He also became the first player in NBA history to make at least 7 three-pointers in multiple finals games. When he joined the Miami Heat in 2012, he was 37 years old, and his best days were clearly behind him. But with that being said, he was still about as reliable of a role player as it gets at that age. Other than the Heat's Big Three, he led Miami in scoring during his time there, and he continued to do what he had done so well throughout his career and hit the big shots when they mattered most. None more famous than the game-tying 3 with 5 seconds left in a must-win Game 6 of the NBA Finals. It literally saved the series, and it's why many people, including myself, recognize it as the most clutch shot in league history. Looking at the totality of his career as a whole, Allen made 10 All-Star teams, 2 All-NBA teams, and he was a 2-time NBA champion. He was a near 20 points per game scorer over the course of his career, and was a deadly 40% from three-point range. That's impressive just for a single season, but for an entire career at his volume of three-point shots is absolutely exceptional. In my opinion, Ray Allen is the ultimate example of how a superstar can age gracefully throughout his basketball career. At one point, he was a developing young star, and then he was the leading superstar of his franchise, and then he embraced his role as the second or third option, and eventually he became the standard of a solid and reliable role player. There was no point in his career where he didn't stand out in some way, shape, or form, regardless of his role. In my opinion, he's one of the top 10 shooting guards of all time, and one of the most clutch shooters the game has ever seen. So here's my question. Game on the line and you need a three-pointer. Is there any player you would rather have taking that shot than Ray Allen? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching as always. Make sure to like and subscribe for more basketball content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Good evening. It's your man HRap B, coming at you live and direct from Built for This Network. Thank you for tuning in again. It's going to be something special. This is the End of the Bench Sports Podcast, hosted by yours truly. I got my man Joe from Houston, and a little later on, I got my man Big Illinois, 73, the host of the Barbershop Podcast. He'll be in a little later, I think. With that being said, thank you for joining. It's been an interesting week in sports, as I do every week. This is a podcast. And the reason I say that is because a lot of people tell me they missed my show. No, you did not. It is impossible to miss a podcast. They are on the internet forever, ever, and ever. Therefore, if you are listening now, or if you tune in a little later, you can always go back and listen. All you have to do is come back here to Spreaker.com, use the link, go to Spreaker.com and look for Built for This Network. Or you can go to YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Cast, Castbox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, or wherever you choose to download your podcast. Look up Built for This Network and you will be in effect. As I do every week, I send respect to my current relatives and my ancestors that have transitioned. Without them, there is no me. So shout out to the Whitmore family: Pollard, Turner, Battle, Cotton, Harper, Bailey, Chris, Lansdowne, Liggins, Duncan, and you all know my father is the head of the Williams clan. We are always in the building. With that being said, let's get this show on the road. What's good, Joe? How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Hey, just got done with the Thanksgiving hangover, back to work, relaxing, got my sports, and still waiting on this Pittsburgh Ravens game, but it'll happen eventually.
Oh my God, I sent out the wrong link to every single person. It seems. Oh, well, I'll be sending that out again. It has been an interesting, a very interesting situation in sports today. You got a lot, like the Steelers-Ravens game is I don't even know how to describe it. It's tripped out because now we really get to decide. We really are in the situation that we're going to choose entertainment over life. And that's the sad part. We are literally choosing to be entertained or to allow people to live for our entertainment. It's Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens, a heated rivalry, potentially a revenge game, and now they're being postponed again due to too many players coming down with the COVID-19 virus. This is one of the scariest things we've ever seen. It's perplexing. I don't know how the virus has run so rampant throughout the Ravens locker room, but it definitely has. What are your thoughts on what's going on? Should they postpone this to the end of the season, just continue the season, potentially have a gigantic media situation, or should they play Wednesday and at another time? What are your thoughts on it?
I mean, my thoughts are in regards to overall how they've been doing it in regards to the testing. When someone does test positive, there is a time period, protocol in regards to that. Truly, if it goes to the point where they're negative and it goes through the protocol and testing that they need, not play the game. As far as it goes, of course, if they don't, throw everything gets thrown off from here on out. You've seen that already. It didn't already move next week's games to they can already play the same game. So everything is already messed up. So as far as it goes, man, they need to find out whatever Pete Carroll and the Seattle Seahawks are doing, because they don't have any, positive COVID tests, knock on wood. So somebody's doing something right. The Ravens aren't doing something right for some reason. That makes sense.
I mean, when you talk about an airborne virus, I don't think it's a matter of doing right or wrong. You got people who, I talked to a nurse at the beginning of this. She said a baby was born with the COVID virus and the mother didn't have it. So I don't think it's a right or wrong way to be handling this. This is just a situation that the whole world is at a standstill. Millions upon millions of people have contracted this virus. most of them, and that's the messed up part is most people have lived to tell the tale. It's not like this is taking people straight out. You know, it's a bad situation, but we're looking at a situation to whereas people are contracting this virus at an alarming rate again, and it's been a separate spike worldwide. And I'm just wondering, hey man, do we need to cool out on sports for a little while? Is this something that can, because at the end of the day, what's going to happen to you in 10 years when you have COVID? What's going to happen to you in 20 years when you have COVID? What's going to happen to your kids if they contract COVID?
Think about how we talked about the players that we knew had it and came back, and we was like, oh, something wrong with them, and that was just weeks and months later. So we don't, like you said, we don't know what the end result is of this virus.
What player? I mean, I'm not trying to be difficult, but I don't remember any players playing different.
I mean, okay, more so, maybe we said because Russell Westbrook, we know what type of player he is, but after he came back from COVID, we all was like, yeah, something's off. We know Westbrook, we know he's a gunslinger, sheriff. It was a little bit different. It was a little bit off. Or maybe he was off for, maybe I don't know what it was. And then we talked about Cam. And maybe it was Cam being off and he just couldn't get back in rhythm. But Cam was a little off for a few weeks after he came back from COVID. I mean, those are just the two that jump out at me.
Oh, I just took those.
Look a little bit deeper and see what's happening.
Personally, I just thought it was just good defense. And Russell Westbrook is a wild, out of control guy. I mean, y'all know my feelings on Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook, it's just I'm not a big fan. So maybe that's why I really wasn't paying attention to him. That's why I didn't add a lot to the whole get down with Russell Westbrook because I don't really pay attention because you know what? Russell Westbrook is out of control, wild stat hound of a ball player. If you ask me, I don't think he thinks the game through. I don't think I mean, to me, the people who like Russell Westbrook are either they're liking him because they drinking the Kool-Aid. It's just the same reason that people like Brett Favre. He's a gunslinger. He's a maverick, and look how much energy he plays with. I'm not romanticized by that nonsense because I'm looking for smart ball players. I'm looking for dudes who make the right play at the right time and things of that nature. And I don't see a whole lot of that with Russell Westbrook. I mean, the Russell Westbrook fans, they love him, and God bless him. I mean, I ain't mad at you. You like who you like. I'm not the person to tell you who to or who not to like. I just don't see it. And in regards to Cam, I just think Cam was being defensed better. And people realize that all you have to do is go when you have a lack of talent that's around you. All you have to do is press. When you have people that you're not afraid to beat them deep, you press them. When you press them, then you press them and add pressure to the quarterback, and the quarterback looks a little off. Ask the GOAT. Ask the GOAT.
Don't go there either, man. That way, it comes up later.
No, I'm just saying. I'm talking about what I'm talking about. Ask Tom Brady. He is no longer with the best coaching situation. He's no longer the dude who is saving the day, and he looks very average. He looks pedestrian. And people who disagree, that's cool. But, I mean, this is why I consistently say every day, every night, don't tell me about no damn stats. Don't tell me about no goddamn stats. Let me look at you play. And when I look at you play, when I watch you play, what you'll get is the results that you're looking for. And the results that people are looking for in regards to Tom Brady are not what you expect. Oh yeah, he got this many numbers, and you can talk to Pro Football Focus, but hey, I watch football, I play football, I know football, and I don't see it. And this is why I don't do the stat thing. Hey, because you can make numbers, like people say, people lie, whatever, people lie. Yes, numbers lie. Numbers say whatever you want them to say. That is a honest to God lie. Numbers say whatever you can bring up. You can bring up numbers to say whatever the hell you want them to say. Skip Bayless does it probably 5 days a week. He'll only bring up the stats that make the dude look good, not mentioning the things that make him look like the washed up quarterback that he is. It's easy to say, hey man, Tom Brady is he leading the league in attempts. Okay. Well, you a quarterback. You went down there to throw the football. You knew the type of offense they were going to be in. You said you agreed to this before you got there. So when it ain't working out in your favor, you got to suck it up. You got to suck it up. I mean, so, but back to the main topic. I didn't think my man looked like anything. You know, he was a dude who.
Like I'm saying, like it might not have been that kind of an issue. It was because he came back from it, and we've seen the shakiness of him. Like you said, it could have been the defense. Of course, that's what the first thing that popped in the head. Like, well, whoa, so is he okay? But yeah, because it's just the defense. I mean, because that's exactly what. Because Cam does his thing. You know, he's had some ugly games, but what is it? I'm trying. So he's doing his thing. In my eyes, he's still doing his thing. You know, he ain't got the tools to really do everything they need to. You know, he's not throwing the ball like he needs to, but they running it. He's getting the pass the way he needs to. I like how Cam is playing. You know?
Yeah, so I mean, I don't. Well, at the end of the day, I just don't think COVID has played a major role. We won't know what COVID has done to these young men for quite some time. This is going to be something that is going to be a case study for about 25, 30 years, to be perfectly honest with you. It is going to be a case study for about 25, 30 years, simply because we won't know. And that's why I said, man, the real question is, should these games be played? Should these games be played? Because you are literally putting people's lives in jeopardy. You know, if it's too much for a fan to be there, how is it safe enough for me to be there? I understand the fewer people that you're around, the less likely you have to be infected or to infect someone. I get it. I understand it. It is what it is. But I don't understand why. You know, well, I do understand. It's about bread, but you know, people clamoring. I mean, I don't know, man. It's just. I remember early this season, D-Gray was like, cancel the whole thing. And every time I see somebody play, every time I see someone diagnosed with this virus, I think the same thing. I think, man, maybe D-Gray was right. Maybe it is time to just say, hey, you know what? This ain't worth it. Because you got people's fathers, families on the line to entertain us. I remember 20 years ago when the whole steroid thing was in effect, and people, and I used to jokingly say, if you want to risk your life to entertain me, go right ahead. But that's different than this, if you ask me. I mean, I don't get it. And I mean, people are not gonna change this. So I mean, I'm not gonna harp on it, but it's just kind of senseless. You know, maybe you just need to reschedule this game for the end of the season. And it could be like if it comes down to this, then you play it. And if it doesn't, then hey, it's a done deal. Period. But putting people's lives in jeopardy is really having me question the sanity of the whole situation. If you ask me, man, that's just me. I understand people are rabid sports fans. The word fan is short for fanatic. So why would I expect somebody to have a level head when you are considering yourself a fanatic? So it's just something that just strikes me as strange. No, I don't understand it. You can watch regular TV. You can read a book. I mean, it's a million things that you could do besides putting people's lives on the line. So I don't know, man. With that being said, when people are tuning in to sports have gotten razor thin. We saw an exhibition this weekend that was extremely interesting, if to be polite. We saw a couple of the greatest boxers in the history of the game go head to head. We saw a couple underlying undercards that they're pretty good. I mean, they were worth more a price of admission than these two fights. What did you take away from this weekend's festivities?
It was actually great. Tyson Jones, I mean, more so, I think the people that were upset about the fight were like true boxing fans, like true people. Like, you know, like remember I told you, I was a fan because of Rock, so I always expect somebody to get knocked down and lose the belt. Like, remember that's trash. So, in regards to it, it was like, oh man, Tyson Jones Jr., let's go. I mean, I grew up watching it. So it's like to see them here, it's like, yeah, damn, they old, but that ain't a ranking game. Of course, I mean, I know we've all seen, everybody listening, seen they sit in the ring and getting put to sleep. Hey, they always say you win some, you lose some. Damn, mate, you went down. But hey, that's what it is. But overall, man, like you said, the other undercard fight were better than the price of admission. It just turned into more so a hangout thing and Tyson and Roy don't fight. So it just happened to be the same one. So, what about you?
I mean, I thought it was, like I said, the undercards were pretty good. I mean, I don't know who really thought 50 plus year old men were going to put on a great exhibition of boxing. If you thought that, I'm going to really need you to get your damn head examined. I've never seen 50-year-old people do anything athletically. And you tell me, hey, it's a couple 50-year-olds going to fight over here. And if you thought it was going to be entertaining, I'm going to need you to get your damn head checked. First and foremost, if you sitting around going, this is going to be something else, man. Yeah, 50-year-old men fighting. Nah, I mean, but again, teach his own, man. I mean, if that's what you thought, then again, I got beachfront property in Montana that I could sell you at a real nice price. If that's what you went into that situation going, hey man, this is gonna be something. The other fights were good, and what this really did to me, speaking of the Nate Robinson thing, you know, this destroys. If this is going to destroy all those foolish conversations about, hey man, this guy could have been a great whatever the hell he's doing. Because when you step into a realm that is not yours, that's what happened. This dude was a mediocre boxer on his best night. This dude was a horrible boxer on his best night. And Nate went in there acting like, I don't know what the hell Nate was doing. It makes me question if Nate Robinson can fight in real life. Nate Robinson was running at this dude, flailing, looking like the worst fighter in the history of the earth. That's what he was looking like, if you ask me. Nate Robinson looked like a no disrespect to anybody that's a woman, but he looked like a little girl in the schoolyard swinging, running up at somebody, and dude caught him with a wild, lucky punch, and then he caught him with a couple other punches. I don't know what the hell Nate was doing, but again, the worst. This is why back in the day we used to always say, hey man, the 12th dude in the NBA will beat the hell out of you in basketball. It's a dude that got cut, that if he stepped on a basketball court at any park, anywhere in the world, it is a great chance that he would be the very best player out there. And they stepped out of his round and got the embarrassment that he deserved. You know, Jake from YouTube beat the hell out of him, man.
It seemed like a big brother fighting a little brother. Like, that's really what it is. You running after your big brother, you just pop him real quick. It's like, oh, that's it.
Oh no, it wasn't even that good. It was just Nate, like Microwave say, Nate looked like Bokeem Woodbine trying to act. He looked worse. He made Bokeem Woodbine look like Denzel Washington. I mean, this is proof positive. People need to stop saying LeBron James would be a great tight end, because if LeBron James stepped his ass on the football field at his greatest, at his 26 to 20, what they say, you're the strongest between 28 and 32. If LeBron stepped his 28-year-old ass at his peak physical condition those dudes in the NFL will break him in half. It's a reason people play football. It's a reason people play basketball. You don't play boxing. You go out there and fight. Your goal is to lay the other guy down. Period.
I always said, if you play football, or you play hockey, or you play, or you actually in the boxing, you got a couple screws loose. Because it's so many things that happens in those sports where it's like football, it's a constant collision. So no disrespect to nobody playing football. I tried it, it wasn't for me because I didn't have a screw loose like y'all.
Nah, we ain't got no screw loose. It's not a screw loose. It's just.
It's your thing. It's your thing. Don't mind me nothing. Don't mind me nothing. Like I said, it wasn't for me. Like you said, you knew as soon as you was a receiver and somebody hit you, you knew it wasn't for you. You wanted to do with me. That's exactly how it was for me. So, but it's like you have these collisions and you looking to run into somebody. It's like, oh, you crazy.
But see, that's a misconception.
Like, okay.
See, again, man, this is what they say on TV to make football sound good. It's not. It's not that. Okay, let me address something. He said LeBron was an all-state football player. Yeah, and that's why he stopped playing football because he got his fucking arm broken, I think. And Tony Gonzalez, Grunt. What about that kid who been on the practice squad for the Dallas Cowboys for the last 4 years, and they finally cut him this year? It's not fair. You can find, this my man Microwave said that, you can find an exception to every rule. But 99.99.9999999% of the time, if you are a football player, you're a football player for a reason. It's because you have mentally prepared yourself for those collisions. And contrary to popular belief, unless you playing defense, you ain't trying to run into nobody.
Right. Because if you're on offense, your thing is to get away from everybody.
Right. Yeah, okay. Earl Campbell used to run people over. But guess what? Earl Campbell also had some swivel in his hips. He wasn't trying to run over everybody, but if he had to, he would run your ass over. So that's what I'm saying. That this whole thing, you just looking for collisions. Ain't nobody looking for collisions. And with me, I just didn't want to get hit. I just was like, nah, I don't want to be the inflictor. I don't want to be impaled. Like, nah. Right, and it's like, nah, I'm not doing this. Because I was always an attack dude. When I played basketball, I was always on the attack. I was physical. I was too physical for a basketball player. So, it's like, enough. I literally wrote them off as soft and said, I'm going to play baseball and football. So, I mean, I don't think it's any different. I don't think there's no different, but it's just football players are football players. Basketball players are basketball players. Baseball players are baseball players. And that's just it. I mean, but back to the prevailing thought. We are looking at this exhibition was just an exhibition. I don't understand. See, this exhibition, in my personal opinion, you can respond to it if you like. This exhibition was the perfect example of why I don't like mainstream media. Everybody and their mother was like, Mike Tyson gonna kill somebody. And I'm like, what? This is an exhibition. And then you have people calling Mike crazy. And it's just a lot of things that I don't like around media. How does a baseball player call a basketball player soft? Because basketball players are a bunch of pussies, if you ask me. If you really want me to answer that question, because basketball players, in my opinion, Microwave, are a bunch of whining pussies. And they have been for the 50 years that I've been on Earth. Yeah, again, you can find some that are tough. I got some homies who are not chumps. But on the basketball court, they were a bunch of whining pussies. And baseball players, it's hard than a motherfucker to have somebody throw a rock at you 75 miles per hour that's curving towards your head, and you're supposed to hit it with a stick. I mean, there's some basketball players out there that some of my guys, they listen to me, they gonna cuss me out when they see me, and I'm cool with that. They know I'm cool with that, but I've said this to their faces. To me, basketball players are a bunch of pretty boys. I'm a former baseball player, and I've met very few basketball players that play baseball. Baseball players, you got spikes coming at you. You got balls coming at you. Back when I played, you could run and cut somebody's knees out. You could hit a catcher with everything you had. Baseball might be one of the toughest games to play. So basketball, when I look at basketball players, I literally say anybody. But again, you bring up one guy. There's nothing soft about Anthony Mason. There's a bunch of shit soft about. Do you need me to name some of these dudes who you see cowering in the moment? Did you see that don't want no contact? How many times when you're a baseball player and you see a fight, microwave, or better yet, you can call. When you see a fight at a basketball game, it's hurry up and grab me. When you see a fight at a baseball game, folks is swinging. So I mean, if you want to bring up Anthony Mason, for every Anthony Mason you bring up, I'll bring up another dude who's a fake tough guy like Charles Barkley. And you can bring up Oakley, and I'll bring up your man Michael Jordan. And you can bring up y'all man Kobe, and I'll bring you Chris Childs. You know, it's just, yeah, we can find some basketball players that can fight. But by and large, the culture of basketball, in my personal opinion, is chock full of pussies. And I challenge any one of my homeboys. I got homeboys that play professional basketball. I got homeboys that just were rec center legends. And I got dudes who played against me that were scrubs. And then you got me, who was just an athletic cat who played basketball. I think the basketball culture is chocked with pussies. That's just me. I don't have a problem being wrong. But if you got basketball players, football players, and baseball players, and hockey players in the same room, by and large, we look over at the basketball players like chumps. I'm just saying. We like it, and you like some of them, but a lot of them dudes soft as hell. If I'm wrong, then so be it. I'm wrong. I have no problem with being wrong. I'm not telling you this is the rule. This is life. Life according to HRap. It's just, hey, the way, in my experience, more times than not, you will get a chump playing basketball before you get a chump playing football. Just me. Just me. Really, microwave? You want to have this conversation? Cool. Baseball players, you've heard of baseball players missing games because of a fingernail. Guess what? Horace Grant, Chicago Bull, in the midst of the Bulls' run, missed the game because he had a sore throat. Was he going to eat the damn ball that night? Was he commentating that night? Was he connected to the microphone that night? No, he wasn't. And again, y'all want to bring up these individuals. Tell you what. I can show you. I bet you I can name. This is what we'll do. If y'all want to do this, let's do it. Let's name all the tough ass football players. Let's name all the tough ass baseball players. And I bet you I can lap you with punk ass basketball players. And that's just the honest to God truth. I'm not saying everybody in the history of basketball is a chump. Are there some tough guys in basketball again? Hell yeah. Yes. But by and large, from my experience, basketball players are a bunch of pussies. I'm just saying. And some of my closest friends are hoopers. Quentin Dillon, ace in the hole. Randall Johnson, ace in the hole. Cedric Trotter, ace in the hole. Tremaine Jackson, good dude. My favorite uncle in the history of the world, man, played with the Spurs. So, I mean, I'm not saying every single solitary person on a basketball court is a pussy, but in my personal opinion, you find more pussies on that basketball court than anywhere else in sports. Period. And real life, and then it bleeds off into the world. But that's neither here nor there. Back to the pervade conversation. All right. Okay.
We talking about Nate Robinson leaving. Nate Robinson football. I
think Nate Robinson. I don't think Nate Robinson can whoop my ass at this point. the way he was fighting, if you gave me 8 weeks, I would beat the hell out of Nate Robinson. And here's the thing. I've only been in a boxing ring one time with my man, he's not a former, he's a bronze medal Olympic boxer. His name is Nate Jones. He's a friend of the show. He's been on the show. Nate Jones talked my dumb ass into getting into the ring with him, and he whipped my ass. I'm talking about Nate Jones. Nate the Snake Jones. Bronze medal winner. Talked to me when we were shorties. Hey, B, come on, B. Come on, B. Come on, B. And I said, yeah, because me and Nate competed at everything. And Nate whipped my ass. And I think at 50, if you give me 4 weeks, I will beat the hell out of Nate Robinson. You know what? Give me 8 weeks because I'm 50. 4 weeks is to get me in enough shape to be able to work out that hard. And that next 4 weeks is to work me out. And I the way Nate Robinson was fighting, I would kick Nate Robinson ass. But in regards to what we saw with the Tyson Jones thing, 50-year-old man shouldn't be fighting. Period. 50-year-old man shouldn't be fighting.
He walked out the Olympics. So it's like, that was the suspect from the jump. And then, like, Mike Tyson hit him with a gut shot, and he was holding his stomach for the rest of the fight. And that was like the first round.
I mean, this boxing thing is no joke, man. There ain't no coaches, ain't nobody to block for you. That's a man. Like I said, man, the only time I've been in the ring is at Sewell Park, Chicago, Illinois, on Division and Orleans, in the East Gym, in the ring. Nate Jones whipped my ass, and this is before he wasn't even. Nate was 5 years off going to the penitentiary. And he beat. You could do it. He went in there and showed me, hey man, this boxing shit for real dudes. And I seen my man Robert Fisher, beat the snot out of people. So that boxing shit, man, when you done lost the vigor for it, but you lost it. And look like Roy, he don't have it no more. But one thing that's what I was saying to Mike Tyson. I don't like the way people frame Mike Tyson. Whether we want to admit it or not, Mike Tyson is a wildly intelligent brother, man. He got a funny voice, and he's done some things that people don't approve of. But Mike Tyson is an intelligent guy. He's well read, and bam, it's just, man. I don't understand. Like, they kept saying, Roy, what about how you feel? He's like, why don't you ask me how I'm doing? And, it's just, again, man, I hate to be the purveyor of bad news. I hate to be the dude always pointing the finger at mainstream media, but I just don't like the way the image of Mike Tyson is portrayed, because when everybody else makes mistakes, and then they turn their lives around, it is, it's forgotten almost. How often do you hear about, what's one man who played Iron Man? Robert Downey Jr. How often do you hear about that he was a wild drug addict who almost pissed his career away?
Because Iron Man saved it. Well, Tropic Thunder and Iron Man saved his career.
But you don't hear about how he was a wild drug addict and almost shit his career away. So why are we always hearing about how crazy Mike Tyson is? And I remember that fight that he bit that cat ear off. And I also remember several times during that fight, Mike Tyson turning to the ref saying, hey, he's headbutting me. Now, is biting somebody the smartest thing? No. But when somebody pounding on your head and hitting you in the head with their head, you might not be in the right frame of mind. You feel with rage. And man, hey, he could have done something even more egregious. But look, I just don't like the way Mike Tyson's framed. When you listen to him, bam, it's just exactly. Michael Wade brought up Tim Allen from Home Improvement. He's a drug dealer, and nobody talks about that. But Mike Tyson, he's crazy. Mike Tyson crazy. Mike Tyson ain't crazy. All I want to know is, if people are being honest, this is what I want you to do with your honest opinion. Somebody take you back to the age 18 with the background that Mike Tyson had, and somebody hands you $50 million. How well would you react after coming on the street, fighting people off from raping you. This dude has told stories of guys trying to rape him. Men at age 13, 14, he had to whoop men for raping him. I think his mom was addicted to drugs. I mean, this dude had a shitty life. And then you give a dude $50 million after that, no therapy, no proper upbringing. The one dude who's his role model dies, and then you expect him to go, well, let me get this IRA and this mutual fund cracking, and let me invest in my future. No. Most people, if you give the average 18-year-old person from the hood, you ain't got to be no hard rock, you ain't got to be no live dude, you ain't just be an 18-year-old regular girl chasing dude, $50 million, and watch him make it disintegrate. Cause the homie's gonna be sharp. He gonna buy a boat, a car, a plane. He gonna buy all that stuff.
I'm gonna buy a giraffe.
So, it's just, I don't like the way they just frame this brother to look like the biggest damn fool in the history of the world. I really don't like it. And it seems to be cool with folks, man. He is a punchline. And I understand, we live in, I come from a different world. I get it. I've actually, by and large, given up on humanity. And that sounds horrible, but I have. There's very little compassion in the world. It's everybody rushing to get to the first joke, and we let people clown Mike Tyson. I just don't like it. Yeah, Roy Jones and Mike Tyson are, as RC just said, they're boxing encyclopedia. These are some wild damn. Here's the crazy thing about boxing. You ever notice that the greatest boxers in the history of the game can talk to you about boxing like they were Freddie Pacheco or Emmanuel Stewart or one of the, they know this game inside out. I would challenge any other athlete on earth to articulate the sweet science, their sport, like these dudes, the Ray Leonards, the Lennox Lewis's, the Mike Tysons, the Evander Holyfields, the George Foremans. I would challenge, but they're known as brutes and dummies. But everybody else are geniuses. Hey man, to be able to articulate what's going on in the ring and get punched in the mouth. I mean, just think about how tough you have to be a boxer. If you are a very good boxer, dude, your job is to get bust in the mouth with somebody's best punch and return your best punch. And then when you age out of the game, your job is to have total recall on everything that you've experienced, and bam, there it is.
Why I said, like I said, I definitely, when I said it, I definitely didn't mean in no kind of way, no hurtful way, anything like that. But to know that you're going to go in the ring and, like you said, I got to take one of these dudes, I got to take the dude's best punch, and I got to try and throw my best punch back for 15 rounds or 12 rounds, whatever it is. Something is off with you. Now,
okay. Well, let me stop you right there. Let me stop you right there. I'm going to ask you a question, and this is why I have a problem with what you're saying.
Okay.
Does a nuclear physicist have a screw loose? Because he's dealing with something that could blow up the damn world.
Yes.
So a doctor has a screw loose too.
Yes. Like I said, when I say a screw loose, I'm not saying you're mentally challenged. I'm not saying you're crazy.
That's what a screw loose means, bro.
Okay, well maybe I'm just going to use a different word. Maybe I need to explain it a different way. What I'm saying is something is different. Everybody has their own gift. Maybe that gift goes there in regards to boxing. Maybe saying, oh yeah, I want to get punched in the face and I want to punch you back. Like, for granted, we all been in fights before, but we're not training to get into another fight. You know what I'm saying? We just living our life.
But again, I'm listening.
No, you doing your job. You're doing your job, so I can't blame you at all.
No. But when you say that, the reason I keep interrupting you is because the goal of boxing is if you look up the definition of pugilism, it is to hit without being hit. So all the people who hate Floyd Mayweather, he's doing exactly what he's supposed to do.
I was going to bring him up at one point too, because we were talking about the encyclopedia and the game and things like that. I was going to ask our boxing expertise, how do y'all feel about Mayweather? So RC, I was going to ask you, hopefully you can put some in the chat about that, and I was going to ask you. So
I mean, Floyd Mayweather. See, again, this is why I don't. This is why the whole mainstream media thing annoys me to no end. Because, okay, early in his career, before Floyd Mayweather busted up his hands, he has very brittle hands at this point in his life. So he hurt his hands to the point where he can't stand in the middle of the ring and just beat the hell out of you. But when you watch Floyd was Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather, he was tapping people's asses up. And then when he got older, his athletic ability diminished, and instead of being like the greatest and get busted in his head a bunch of times, then use his guile, instead of being like Joe Louis and Sugar Ray Robinson and fight till you don't have the ability anymore, he start moving and shaking. I'm gonna get out the way of this. I'm gonna use my, like I think RC said, my encyclopedia, like mine, of the boxing world. I'm going to adjust on the fly, and I'll fight you from there. And to me, that's why it bothers me when you say a screw loose. I know you mean it's different. But when people hear screw loose, they think less intelligent. They think this dude don't know what the hell he's doing. They think crazy. And I think,
and that's why I try to preface this.
Right.
That's why I try, every time I say it, you say, I say, I don't mean it like I try to clean it up.
No, Joe.
No way to officially clean that up and still mean what I mean.
But dig this, Joe. I wasn't correct. I was stopping you for you. I'm stopping you for the dude who will hear you and regurgitate what you said and not understand that you meant this. It take a different type of dude to do this, because it's a dude listening to you going, that dude's stupid. I was listening to this podcast. Even the dude on the podcast said he was stupid.
Okay. Well, there you go. It's something different.
Right. No, I got it.
There you go.
But I just don't like the fact that these gladiators, these warriors, are known as mentally less than. Because to be able to be in the midst of an actual fight, Joe, and I know I'm just saying, Joe, but to be in the midst of an actual fight, a la Floyd Money Mayweather, see what Big Illinois is doing to me, understand, process everything Big Illinois is doing to me, pivot and do something totally different. That is a level of intelligence that is unmatched. To be Ray Lewis and memorize all this stuff, it is a level of intelligence that is undocumented. To be LeBron James, you hear these guys talk about LeBron James, you hear these guys talking about Michael Jordan, you hear these guys talking about Magic Johnson. Do you know the level of intelligence it takes to memorize 29 separate playbooks that are not your own and anticipate what these dudes doing? That's why I get offended when you loosely use that term, a screw loose, because these men and women have some of the tightest screws in the world. Shout out to my man Big Illinois. He just got in the building. What's good, my brother?
Brother. What's good, fellas? Sorry about that. Whatever.
No, it's all good. You got stuff to do.
Hey man, who's screws, man?
See?
All right, there you go. Okay, there you go. I said it wrong. Okay, something is different. Something is different about these guys in box, because again, you have to, like you said, you have to play your opponent. You have to do what you're supposed to do and anticipate what you're supposed to do. Everybody can't box. We've all been in fights before. I don't know if anybody admit it. We've all probably got beat up before in regards to this. So like, There you go, man. Hey, brother,
He used to be the fastest dude in the hood too. That might explain some of that stuff.
Exactly, but like, man, so yeah, by me, so I apologize. Again, if anybody is listening and I say a truth, I apologize. There's something different about these guys. That was definitely wrong. Definitely wrong.
And again, yeah, and again, Joe, I was really not correcting you because I understood. But we know it's somebody out there that would hey, I was listening to this podcast. The homie Joe from Houston said, them dudes crazy. They respecting your opinion and they go repeat it and somebody else repeat it, and then it's just crazy. It's not crazy. It is whether people acknowledge it or not, I think it's raw dog, buck naked genius. Part of the genius is this, what Raider Kev just put. I could never be a boxer. For the simple fact, I could not separate the sport from my feelings. You hit me hard, we never gonna be cool again. Exactly. These dudes punch each other in the face for 45 minutes and then be like, all right, dog, it's cool. That's listen to the type. Most of these dudes are friendly.
Just like competition. I mean, you don't want nobody to beat you, but you still have to picking somebody, still fighting somebody that's playing football. You still congratulate that person after.
Right. That's why I was offended. Not by you, Joe, the statement. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, man, I used to. Now, me playing a little low level, Rudy Poop level that I played on, I'm like Raider Kev. I would leave football games. We lost. You can shake your own hand, punk. I want to play some more because we should have won this game. I don't want to talk to nobody. Shout out to Jimmy Fields and Willie Green having me run all the time. You know what I mean? You post sportsmanship. Man, we lost. I like shaking nobody's hand, son. I don't want to shake your hand when we was winning. Yeah. Now I see you a couple hours later when I done dialed it down. I'm cool. What's up, homie? Good game. But right after, I'm Tom Brady out there, son. Flat out. My man said, RC said, Floyd moving up and weight also changed things. He was talking about the brittle hamstring. He could punch, but didn't get off. Don't get it twisted. He could still stop guys. When he was a welterweight, but he let the guys hook off. He could have stopped Pacquiao. Yep. He could have stopped Mosley. I agree. And he had Canelo hurt, but he didn't. He let them slide. Again, that's what I'm saying, Joe.
Appreciate it. Because that's the question I asked, though. I pretty much asked how you felt about him, and that's pretty much the best description I can get. So
exactly. Shout out to RC, man.
By you being a two boxing fan and you being against the age, you have to box fight the smoke. So I definitely appreciate your opinion.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, man. That's why I had to pause, man, because the screw loose thing makes them seem bad. And again, like I said, Microwave and RC and a couple other people, they gave me examples of tough basketball players. I'm in buying laws, and I'm not changing I'm not pivoting from that. As a matter of fact, I was a solid ball player until a bunch of pussies on the basketball court started complaining about me being too physical. Me not realizing, you know what, you're just a little stronger than them, and you can jump a little higher than them, and they don't like it. I walked away, and that was the end of it. And again, I don't want anybody to think, every single person in the history of the sport is a pussy, but in my life experience, there's more pussies on that basketball court than anywhere else in sports. That's just my personal opinion. Guess what? If you add a couple dollars and some change, and to my opinion, and you can get on the bus. That's it. That's all you can do with my opinion. They y'all done heard the saying, it's like a butthole. Everybody got them, they all stink. That's just mine. Hey. And again, I got the answer to the homies, my uncle, and other people, my cousin Chris down there in Atlanta. Shout out to Goro. They gonna be trying to check me later, and I'm be like, hey, you knew I felt like that. This was no secret. But anyway, man, I didn't like, in closing with the boxing segment, I didn't like the way they was talking to and about the brother Mike Tyson. And here's the crazy part, Joe, and Big Illinois. I'm not a Mike Tyson fan at all. How about that? I'm not a Mike Tyson fan at all, but I just think them dressing him up as this big dumbass brute is wrong. Because to convert to Islam, that means you read your ass off. If you're reading your ass off, you're enhancing your intellect. And if you're enhancing your intellect, you're not a big dumb brute. And it comes down to some people can tell a joke and some people can't. Mike Tyson said, I'll eat your kids. And everybody, oh, he's a man, he's a maniac. Muhammad Ali, one of the downest, blackest, down for the callest, if that's a word, brothers in the history of the earth, call another black man a monkey and nobody checked him for it. It's just a matter of whoever can tell. Some people can tell a joke and it's funny. Other people tell the joke and we look at them crazy. And Muhammad Ali is my 100%. It's the first non-family member hero I ever had. And when he died, he was still my hero. Man, it hurt I think I might have felt sad for a couple of days after watching my mom and my uncles and aunts. We lived on the south side of Chicago, 3526 South Lake Park. Watched that Muhammad Ali fight when Larry Holmes beat the hell out of him. I was sad for a couple of days. That's how much I liked Muhammad Ali, but he was bogus when he called him a monkey. Because think about it, man. A brother called another brother a monkey during that period. That's bogus. And it ain't not the greatest, because to me, he the greatest. I don't give a fuck about no records. He the greatest. He the dude who made that term greatest of all time possible, if you ask me. But that's neither here nor there. The NCAA. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say real quick. I actually agree with that. Like, only because of not saying only because of the fact, but that's in the division. Everything he did, everything he won. Well, of course, with the trainers and stuff like that, but he did that. Like, every punch and throw was from him. Mm-hmm. Like, in basketball, football, all that stuff like that. Mm-hmm. In boxing, you in the ring by yourself, these two hands. Everybody say they got him, but that dude had him. That guy had him. So, yes, I agree with you.
Man, shout out to the greatest, man. I mean, like I said, man, Muhammad Ali was my hero as a little boy. He's been my hero as a young adult, a teenager, young adult, and as a pre-senior citizen. He's still my hero. I've never seen anything like him. We'll probably never see anything like him again. And no disrespect to LeBron James, no disrespect to Colin Kaepernick. When they stand up for justice. That stuff that Muhammad Ali did is greater than what y'all doing. No disrespect. I shouldn't have said that, but I just want that's how much I like Muhammad Ali. That LeBron James and Kaepernick busting their ass, putting everything on the line right now, it's different than what Muhammad Ali was doing. And Muhammad Ali the greatest. And that's it, man. The NCAA, they're in full swing. Football games are being canceled left and right. Basketball season, which is my favorite sport, college basketball, even though I dish the hell out of basketball players. I know that sounds oxymoronic or hypocritic. I understand. At me, at HRap _B if you want to. But it's still my favorite sport to watch. Are we going to get a real March Madness, or are we going to get a lot of cancellations? What do you guys think? Either one of y'all can take the floor on this, and I'm listening.
I think you're going to get it. I think it's still going to be watered down in regards to how the bubble was more so for the NBA playoffs. But I do think it should go. We should be able to get it going, only because of the fact that these student athletes, the ones that are in school and stuff like that, it's all online, so you not really, I'm assuming not really out, or trying to keep them in the bubble, so it's all online school. So the NCAA can take its format in regards to each individual school, in regards to trying to do what the NBA did, and go from there. And then when it's time to do the whole actual March Madness, supposedly it's supposed to be in Indianapolis, and they're going to have everybody playing there. It can work. Like, this is the one of those, I mean, granted, you're going to have 54 teams trying to come in, maybe they're going to condense the tournament, but overall, I think it can work. And you know people going to be mad if you get 2 March Madnesses in a row.
Yeah, I think it's going to work, because they're going to try to force these kids to take this damn
vaccine
serum that they thought to spew out. But yeah, I think it's gonna work though, man. Because I think they're trying to have like a just like a site, like a central site for the tournament and for the Final Four.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess to get the hotels around wherever city is gonna be in this year. I'm not sure where it's gonna be at this year.
Mm-hmm.
But they're trying to keep everybody in the same little group. So I think it's gonna work.
Okay.
I don't think it's gonna be. Well, it depends on how when we get to
March.
maybe the middle or the end of January.
Mm-hmm.
It might not be the 64 or the 68. It might go back down to 32 like it used to be.
Mm.
Right. Yeah. You know, that's something that they can look at. They need me on that board, man. I'm sorry. But anyway, I think it's gonna happen, man. I need it to happen because I think Illinois got a good team this year.
I see the tournament working. This issue is getting to the tournament out. The issue is getting to the tournament outside of the bubble. It's hard to keep the infection under control. Look at what's happening in the NFL right now. Exactly. That was my man, Raider Care. Thank you, Raider. Thank you, Raider, for participating. Please continue to if you like. I love it. And those who want to call in and cuss me out and tell me to shut the hell up, I don't know what I'm talking about. I mean, I'm good with that. Oh, you can just give me a call at 605-313-4379. That is 605. 605-313-4379. The code is 920547. Send me chat. What you say again?
I say you really be crying when people tell you to shut the hell up.
Now that's only when your moms broke up with. Yeah, I got jokes too. Negra. But I don't know, man. I wanted to go on this one. I am perplexed. Only thing I got to say about the tournament is this. If I ran the NCAA tournament, if I was running the NCAA right now, I would ask everybody in the National Association of College Athletics to dim their lights like the old school Lakers used to do so you can only see the court. I think the people on TV would be far more engaged. Let the lights down low, lit up the court only. We don't know who they are now. What y'all think about that?
With it. Hey, truthfully, at this point, anything that can make it receptive, make it, elaborate, I don't care. I just want to see games.
Hey, you know what, though, to piggyback off Joe, though, to be really honest with you, though, maybe I've just been playing 2K too long or something.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't even be paying attention to the crowd because it looks like like you're playing a 2K game, man.
Right, that's what I'm saying, man. If you're going to play this, dim the lights, light the court, let them young brothers and even the old brothers out there in the NBA, just let them hoop. Don't show the crowd. And we'll zone in on the actual game. I watched Kentucky get their ass kicked by Rudy Poo State this week, and it was good, man. I was watching it. I mean, I'm a college basketball fanatic, though. That's my thing. Watch it because the very issues that I have watching college basketball, the very issues I have watching the National Basketball Association are alleviated when I watch college basketball. Down picks, back picks, pick and roll, pick and pop. Not a lot of them dumbass threes. They actually hooping out there, man. And that's something I appreciate. Shout out to Coach Cal. And I appreciate you doing it, man. I appreciate you, brother.
Hey, I got a question about Coach Cal. After their first game, what y'all think about the way he was kind of setting people up, kind of like he knew they was going to get their ass whooped in their next couple games?
I like that. I like that.
Like don't blame the players. Put it on me for putting them in this situation. I mean, I think towards the end of the year, if they able to play all their games by the end of the year, that's gonna be a hell of a team in the tournament.
But you know what, dog? I got my man D Gray said a couple of things. He said all sports need to shut down. Period. Then he said it starts off good but ends up bad. Cats getting sick left and right, and then he said, "Mayor." To the Raiders. Okay. The reason I like that, big dog, is because again, this is part of the gamesmanship of coaching. This is why I don't like the NBA. Back when I first started watching the NBA, Bill Fitch come on TV, Wolf a little hard. You hear Wolf hard to get some calls. Billy Cunningham, Wolf a little hard, get some calls. Pat Riley, Paul Westhead, Wolf get some calls. Then Pat Riley, Wolf get some calls. So forth and so on, man. It's the gamesmanship. It's what he did was dial down the expectations of the team, taking the pressure off the team and off these 18, 19, and 20-year-old men, and make everything that's go wrong is my fault. It's my fault. Hopefully, in my opinion, this is just my opinion. Hopefully, when they go out there and make some dumb mistakes, they ain't looking over at Cal scared, or they ain't thinking, "Oh damn, you ain't out there saying I'm a top 100 player. I'm ranked 60 out of the freshmen. I should be better," because he already said the expectations are low, and then you get a chance to grow into your full college self. Another dude who used to do that is the late great John Thompson. He would not allow his team. John Thompson, what's the brother? Rest in peace to John Thompson. Rest in peace to Dean Smith. They wouldn't let their young boys talk to the media. My man who used to coach up at Temple, used to look like the Owl too. I can't think of his name. John Chaney. He should do the same thing. Don't let your young boys get caught up in it. And then as they grow into better ball players and men, which is really 4 months later, they can handle the pressure. They know what to do. I like it, dog. I don't know how Joe feel when you speak on the Joe.
No, I'm good on that. It ain't about me, man. It's crazy out here. I'm all for it.
Oh, well, I finished what I was saying. I think it's dope, big dog. I think it's super dope. You know, I think it's super dope, and at the end of the day, let's be honest, big dog. Isn't the coach in a collegiate setting supposed to be responsible for everything? I'm listening.
Yeah, but the reason why it kind of shocked me and it kind of caught me off guard was because ESPN was actually hyping them, because I didn't know too much about. I always know Kentucky always have like a number one recruiting class in the top 5, but I hadn't been paying too much attention to it because of all this COVID crap that's going on. So before doing the highlights, the dude, whoever was doing the ESPN, was saying who was like the top recruit and they doing this, and then to hear Calipari come on, and it's like, damn, man, you just killed that move, man.
But I like that. Maybe I'm a weirdo, but I like that because
that's my thing. I was like, damn, that's kind of killing the move. But I mean, it's the old school way of putting the pressure on the coach instead of putting it on the players. You know, I mean, I see it, but it just kind of caught me off guard. I'm like, well,
and if you want to get a point of view, get my point of view a little better, look at that Dean Smith documentary. I think it's on Showtime, or it's on Showtime, I think. And they talk about how Dean wouldn't even let Mike be on the cover I forgot the name of the damn magazine, but at the time it was one of the big time publications. And Mike was lighting it up, and he was like, "Nope, you ain't getting on the cover." And then, but simultaneously, at the end of the year, they playing for the national championship. They break huddle. Mike said he turned to him and said, "Go hit that shot. You're gonna be wide open." A legend is born. What were you finna say, Joe?
No, I mean, it seems like these coaches, like, what I mean, they trying to, I mean, every day they notice that something was going to come through. That's what they don't want to say young guys to say the wrong thing, you know, in the media and stuff like that, as you were saying. But, like I said, the only person that could stop Michael Jordan was Dean Smith. So, I mean, he saw something in him, like you said. He was time for him, he will be open, hit the shot, he saw great. Calipari, like, he trying to tough these boys up. You know, if you don't even got these assholes, like, do your thing. Like, lay it all on the line, and play your game.
Right. I mean, yeah, I could have said it better. I mean, I just think I think that's a lost art. I think that's a lost art. The coaches, I mean, Conoseca used to do it up at St. John. Ray Meyer used to do it here in Chicago. I mean, I'm old school, and that's where the frustration comes for me. I can't. I don't enjoy the NBA because as awesome as Kobe was, as awesome as LeBron is, as awesome as a lot of these ball players are, it should be more competition with them. And this, I run up and down the court, shoot threes, or I dunk the basketball, sucks. To me, I'm old, I'm 50, they ain't catering me no more, and that's why I enjoy the Coach Cow's, the Nolan Richardsons back in the day. It's the what's my man up there, Izzo, H to the Izzo. That's why I like those guys, man. Like you're looking forward to the University of Illinois, and they got a bunch of solid recruits, and you hoping for the gelling and the camaraderie, and that's what, to me, again, y'all see it different than I do. I get it. I'm old school. Y'all have adapted and accepted it. I haven't. That's a shortcoming of mine. But I just like it better this way, man. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm not saying that I'm wrong. I'm not saying that you're right or wrong. It's just, to me, sports has always been about competition. And today's sports is very little competition. And I think when you got the coach running the gamesmanship, get down, and you got the media overhyping everything, that's their job. But it just, hey man, I'm with it. I'm with the smoke. I love this time of the year. I'm looking at this game now. Louisville and Western Kentucky, second half, 15 minutes to go, 39-36. Nobody's saying Louisville was like that. And then, Wisconsin, Green Bay, they got smoked. But that's the way it go, man. It's early season. I like it. I'm hoping. In some cases, I see and agree with D Great. But then when I get to watching, I'm excited. I'm high off emotion, and then I like it, and it's just my thing. But it is what it is, brothers. We're on this basketball kick this week, seeing how the basketball season starts in a couple weeks. We're going to review the Pacific and the Central divisions in the National Basketball Association. Who wants to go first, and which division you want to take first, the Central or the Pacific?
Oh man, I go first. I do the Central. We got the Central. Okay, so as far as it goes, truthfully, Bucks, Pacers, Bulls, Detroit Cavs are the teams that are in it. As far as it goes, I don't think anything changed in regard to it. But I still the winning number one favorite in the Central. I'm praying and hoping the Bulls put a matchup this year in regards to, I know you don't like Rory Markin, so I mean, as long as he's healthy, I think he's a player. Zach, Kobe, getting this attack together, you definitely gonna see them, what's gonna happen over there. Pacers, you got your boy that you were looking for in the draft, Cassius Stanley. So we're gonna see what happens, man. They got embarrassed by Miami, but pretty much the team is still back together, so that shouldn't be a problem. I don't have any, I don't think Detroit's going anywhere or the Cavs, so of course they're gonna be the bottom feeders for that. But then the thing.
Yeah, no, Pacific Division. The Lakers, man. Clippers coming in second. The Suns is coming in third, and I got the Warriors after them, and then the Kings. But actually, it's a good chance that, to be really honest with you, that the Golden State and Phoenix might end up flip-flopping that whole season. That's going to be a battle between that third and fourth spot. The Kings is on the rise, but I don't like their coach. I think he got a job too quick for the job that he did, but whatever. Now in the Bulls division, the Central, it's Milwaukee. Pacers, depending on what they do with Oladipo, I don't know if they still gonna trade him, but I see the Milwaukee first. They're gonna be actually probably the top 2 or 3 in the East, of course. So I got Milwaukee first, Pacers second, the Bulls third, and the Pistons, and then the Cavs pulling up the rear. Because I don't see the Cavs doing
Get off my nose. Get off my nose.
I don't see the Cavs doing anything, man.
Because but truthfully, in regards to being the facility, I had the exact same thing. Lakers take pretty much repeat in regards to the top teams, Clippers being right behind them. Suns and Warriors might be, but I actually have the Suns actually being a little bit better because, I like Chris Paul and so that's probably I actually had the Warriors and the Kings flip-flopping all season because no play for the season. You really got to push it on, Steph Curry back. But I like the addition of Kelly Oubre. They still got Andrew Wiggins, so that might push them, so that might make it where I may be wrong and they can be flip-flopping. But as far as it goes, I don't see the Warriors actually being an impact team like they were. So like I say, we're on the same page. Get off my nose.
The way, I didn't cut you off, B, but the way that it's set up and what they playing 72 games.
I thought they was gonna play the whole get down since they started so early.
No, it's 72 games.
Okay.
No, 72.
Oh, they playing the whole thing? I thought it was on.
No. Joe said 72. I just was wrong. I'm wrong.
No, because remember if they started before Christmas, it was 72. If they started after Martin Luther King, it would have been 50.
So they go to training camp, next week, right?
Right.
And the first, because they already advertising preseason games, man. I'm like, damn, man, y'all 13-1. They gotta get that money back for the contract, the season contract. But with the Lakers, man, is they gonna win 70 games out of 72?
No.
Hell no. Lakers gonna get their ass with night 1.
I got that happening too.
Well, with me, it's easy for the Central. It's only one real team that's worth a damn. It's the Milwaukee Bucks. I don't know what this dude Borkman. I don't know what he's gonna do with the Pacers, and I don't really like the way Larry Bird likes to overturn the coaches every 3 years. I think that's kind of silly. It was comfortable for you to have a new coach. You will go tone deaf to a coach every 4 years. It has nothing to do with anybody else. So you, in my personal opinion, you cannot do something that you went deaf to because it might take a year and a half for me to warm up to a coach, and then another year for me to get comfortable, and then in that 3rd or 4th year, we on our way. That's kind of silly, but they made you the president for a reason. You know more basketball allegedly than me, and I concede to that. The Bulls, if Billy Donovan is half the coach that we assume that he is, the Bulls might be a playoff team this year. Nothing more, nothing less. I don't anticipate them winning anything because they're the fucking Bulls and they got a bunch of Riri's on their team. But Billy Donovan may be able to cultivate a group of young people. I guarantee you that Billy Donovan just about recruited everybody on the floor. He has their respect from college. This is the perfect situation for him. I wouldn't have picked him. I'd have picked Mark, but that's my bias. They don't have nothing to do with that. Well, one we can only talk about what's here. Mark Jackson, when I said Mark. I think the Bulls would be 500. I think the Pistons would be about where they are. They are a chaos unit. But again, maybe this is my man's year for everything to mold and come into shape. So we're going to chest out the Pistons. And the Cavs ain't worth 1,000 cookies. Period. Cleveland Cavaliers ain't worth 2 dead flies smushed together. Ain't no need to talk about them. We see them when they fire their next coach. Because anytime, I would have cut everybody on the Cleveland Cavaliers when they complain that the coach is running plays. He want us to run plays and stuff. Everybody got to go now. Everybody on that team would have been cut that night. You leave and he drive. I'd have traded everybody on that team, good, bad, or indifferent. When you are complaining that the coach is running plays, you need to be out of professional basketball. But now that I switch over to the Pacific Division, the Lakers and the Clippers at the top, they're the cream of the crop. And I disagree with y'all. I totally disagree with y'all. I think the Golden State Warriors are going to be a force to reckon with. Yeah, you don't have Klay Thompson. That is a major league deficit. But these dudes played with a bunch of Rudies last year. They only won 15 games, but they wasn't getting the doors blown off them at every turn. They were competing up until the talent took over. I personally believe that gives them momentum and that gives them the depth that they had before. You got what's the boy name who got drafted by the Wiggins? Wiggins, who got drafted by the Cavs, played with the Timberwolves. This is I believe he is gonna receive what Coach Calipari did to the Kentucky Wildcats. Zero pressure at all. It's on Draymond. It's on the rookie. It's on a bunch of other guys, and I'm just here to clean it up. Remember how? Okay, I'll give y'all what I'm talking about. Remember how well Harrison Barnes looked when he was with the Golden State Warriors? Everybody, my uncle was like, "Oh, he ready. He ready. Man, he gonna be nice." And then you ain't heard Harrison Barnes' name since LeBron James and them beat them. He got that little money down there in Dallas, and he's a solid ball player. With the system that they running, I think Wiggins is going to fit in perfectly. I think he's going to be slashing to the basket. Draymond going to be hitting him for a bunch of dunks. I think I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's the most improved player in the National Basketball Association this year. And like Microwave said, the Warriors will be fine. It's just going to look different. Hey, shout out to my man Microwave. Thank you for the contribution. Continue to if you feel so. But I honestly believe the Golden State Warriors are going to be a force to reckon with. They are going to be a thorn in the Clippers and the Lakers side. The Phoenix Suns and the Sacramento Kings only boss. I agree with Big Illinois. Luke Walton might not be a great coach, but you never know. I like the boy Fox. And my man, if he could ever stay healthy, he going to be decent. What's the power forward name? He was a rookie with Fox. I can't think of his name right now. How about I'm on the internet? I could just look him up, right? Instead of guessing, I could just look him up. Marvin Bagley III. If Marvin Bagley can stay healthy, hopefully with the assistance of Joe Dumars, the Sacramento Kings could potentially be exactly what the Bulls are. Fox, right up under the radar, became a very good point guard last year. Only reason I wasn't watching a lot of NBA, but when you would do, first of all, everybody in the history of end of the bench know I got left hand bias. We know which hand Fox shoot with. I believe Fox is, again, y'all gonna get mad at me for this. I'm willing to take the bullet. I think Fox is what y'all call Westbrook. Stuff that y'all say about Westbrook, I think that's what Fox is. And if Fox and Bagley can stay healthy, they got, and what's the boy name from Kansas who can shoot? How about I just go back to the roster? Buddy Hield. I think they got what it takes. And then to pull up the rear, I got my man Asti Spumante Williams, coaching the Phoenix Suns. I believe this is a team that could shake up the world, because I don't think if they are focused, if they return with the exact same focus they left with, I think this is a team that could be a thorn in the side of a bunch of teams every night. Are they going to be winning the NBA championship? Hell no. But when you add Chris Paul and you got Booker, and I forgot to say Andre Ayton last week, and I was kicking myself in the head. But when you got Andre Ayton and you got Chris Paul, that means you got Tyson Chandler Jr. But he got a jump shot, unlike Tyson Chandler Jr. Then you got Booker that's going to be Booker used to work his behind off to get a whole bunch of his shots. Now you got Chris Paul there, and you got this 6'5". This dude's 6'5". He's about 210, 215 pounds. He's what they used to call, what they call in the football world. He's a hoss. And I like him. And with Chris Paul there, that alleviates some of that pressure. Ayton getting a lot of easy shots. Booker already got that flame on, and he gonna get easier shots. I think this is a team that's gonna be the thorn in the side of a bunch of people. So y'all can retort if y'all like, or we can move on.
No, I mean, truthfully, we said more so that the Suns gonna be decent, the Warriors gonna be like decent, gonna be different. But I mean, I said Oubre, Wiggins, so I mean, they just don't have to play. So that's all that is. But as far as it is, this might possibly be the most competitive division.
Yeah. Well, this and the East, the division that the Knicks are in.
Toronto, Boston, that is it.
Yeah. I really believe this is going to be competitive, but I just don't. It's beating the dead horse, and I'm gonna say it again. I'm sorry if I offend anybody. If you don't like it, you always have the opportunity to retort. But this is why I don't like the National Basketball Association. I keep saying I said it. If I said it once, I said it 1,000 times. How in the hell are you fishing out of a pond of Division 1, 2, and 3, NAIA, junior college, and the entire world, and you can't field 420 of the best basketball players on earth? Don't tell me that it ain't some basketball players better than some of these guys. There's guys in this league that shouldn't be on rec league. So I mean, if you can name 3 Orlando Magic players, it's a shock. But I would challenge y'all. I could probably name. You give me a year, and I could probably name 2 or 3 players off any team that you get. Back in the day, that is. Give me a year, or just give me a team, and I can tell you somebody from the 80s on that team. You know why? Because they were deep, and they were fishing out of a smaller pond, and that's sad. I don't understand that. How is it that the Charlotte Hornets got 33% rereads on their team? How is it that the Dallas Mavericks got a bunch of rereads? The Pelicans got a bunch of rereads. Who's on the damn Houston Rockets right now? Exactly. Maybe more, like Reddy Kell said. I don't understand how Dale Ellis, and there was somebody, Detlef Schrempf, and somebody else who were very good was sitting on the Dallas Maverick bench with Mark Aguirre, Rolando Blackman, All-Star Mark Aguirre, All-Star Rolando Blackman, All-Star James Donaldson, All-Star Sam Perkins, All-Star Roy Topley, sitting on the bench next to Dale Ellis and Dale Ellis and Roy Topley, Dale Ellis, and Detlef Schrempf on the bench. But we can't find a Roy Topley, a Dale Ellis that starts on other teams. Just kind of shakes me up, man. Shakes me up. I don't know. That's why I kind of deal with the college scene. You get to meet new, young, exciting ball players. You get to see new, young, exciting coaches. And it's, to me, again, it's the world according to HRap. It's just more fun. So, I mean, I don't know, man. It just stressed me out. But that's it for the NBA. It was good talking about that. Let's move on. Ease on down the road.
Hey, man. When you gonna have David Robinson at the beginning of the show?
Last week, if you'd have been on time, you'd have heard it.
You got David
Robinson for real, man?
Yeah.
Definitely have David Robinson at the beginning of the show.
Oh man, I might have to listen to that again.
Yeah. Thanks for the support, dog. Thanks for the support. Nice way to support your own job.
Man, I might have to listen, man.
No, don't listen. Rudy Huxtable.
We even talked about it when we came home.
Hey man, you alright with me, man?
Nah, I ain't your friend.
You alright with me?
Hey man, the National Football Association, the National Football League. We down to the final 6 games. It's been an interesting season. The Boo Boo Flu has been running wild like a child in the walker. Shout out to the Wu-Tang Clan. But it's still been an extremely interesting season. I try to do this every 4 weeks. I did it 3 weeks ago. but we're going to do it this week anyway. Who's your prediction for the MVP? And should my man Henry be in the conversation? I'm listening.
My top three in regards to the MVP race is number 3 is Russell Wilson, number 2 is Derrick Henry, and number 1 is Aaron Rodgers. So yes, I agree with you that Derrick Henry should be a part of it because that man is killing this game. Not only did he punch my coach in the mouth this past weekend, he's been punching a lot of things in the mouth. Pretty much every individual he's out with that, but yeah, Derrick Henry should be the MVP next to this year.
Aloysius?
At this time, man, I have to say, I think Patrick Mahomes can took over that MVP spot, man. Russell, I still will put second, and Aaron, I put him third, man. I see what y'all mean with Derrick Henry, and he's the ball guy. He's killing, but I need to see him do this against Cleveland and some other teams. To be really honest, to be consistent with that, because their defense is not all that good, but I don't know, man. I need to see a little more out of Derrick Henry.
So do you have running back bias?
Who, me?
Yeah. You don't think a running back should be a part of the?
I mean, if you killing it like say LT and like Le'Veon Bell, we used to kill it back in the day. Yeah, but at this time, I mean, the offensive line got a block for him to do that. But hey.
But when they don't,
at this time, I put him 4. But he's right on the cusp of the MVP vote. Now, if he run wild against Cleveland Browns this Sunday, then I think he would actually leapfrog Aaron Rodgers.
I totally disagree with you, but that's what the point of the conversation is. I think Derrick Henry is in this order 3-1. Aaron Rodgers is my number 3 because he's Aaron Rodgers. The number 2 guy is Derrick Henry, and Patrick Mahomes is, to me, the clear runaway MVP. I'm sick of hearing this bullshit about he got all these receivers, because I could name a bunch of guys with a bunch of talent around them, and they ain't doing a damn thing. Baker Mayfield got a boatload of talent around him, and he played like a Riri. He's a bum. He's a bum. There's nothing short of bumrific when you say Baker Mayfield. I mean, I've seen nothing from him. I told y'all he was fake a wheel fail from the word go, and people laugh. And last year, the Pittsburgh Steelers had a bunch of talent around those bums at quarterback, and they wasn't doing it. They only added 2 guys to the receiver core from when Alex Smith was there, and they wasn't looking like that when he was down. The Bears got a solid receiver core, a very good wide receiver in Robinson, and some good wide receivers otherwise, and their quarterbacks look like they're throwing with their eyes closed. The Dallas Cowboys, they got damn good receivers, and their quarterbacks look like they are practicing to lose. They look like they are playing to see who the whack is. Tom Brady is looking real shaky down there. Matt Ryan looking shaky. The boy Jason Goff, shaky as hell. So I ain't going with this nonsense about exactly. Microwave said he got he got more. Brady got more weapons than Mahomes, and Big Ben should get some votes too. I don't know if y'all heard me last week. I think Big Ben, Eli Manning, and Phillip Rivers are three of the most overrated quarterbacks in the history of the world. I'm ready to fight. Holla at your boy. I'm listening. I'm here for the smoke. Like Busta Rhymes said, and when I said that, I moved right into the smoker section. I'm looking for the smoke. But and the number is 605-313-4379. Code is 920-547. I'm with it. Again, 605-313-4379. Code is 920-547. I think they three of the most overrated quarterbacks in the history of the world. But back to the point. I think my homeboy, Patrick Mahomes, throws the football and reacts to defense as good as anybody I've seen since Dan Marino. That's the only dude who walked through the door and was killing it like that. Dan Marino and Warren Moon, but Warren Moon was a veteran. Racism slowed him down. And like I said, Aaron Rodgers is number 2 or number 3? Number 3. And Derrick Henry, man. Without Derrick Henry, I guarantee you, if Derrick Henry was to slip and strain his hamstring, the Titans ain't gonna win. They're not even gonna compete in another game because that quarterback is trash. And when you throw it against single coverage, anybody with a decent arm could could throw with single coverage and the safety cheating down. So that's what I think. I'm listening. If y'all want to retort, if y'all want to dispute, if y'all want to respond, challenge any of my opinions.
Yes, you are correct. Mahomes should be in that conversation. So I will reconfigure my list and make sure he's in there. So yes, he was mentioned on mine, but I didn't put him in my top 3. But yes, you are correct. He has done incredible things, especially what happened this week. Him and Tyreek getting together and damn, we were talking about that later. I guess we talking about the game, but yeah, I definitely believe that him and Ross Harrison should be involved in the future.
Big Lloyd finna say something. I'm listening, brother.
Hey man, shit, Derrick Henry got his body double playing wide receiver shit, man. Big dudes, man.
Hey man, but the reason they getting low. Look, man, the reason what's that? I don't even know that bum name. His name used to be wide receiver at Texas A&M. What's his name? The coach. Tannehill. The reason Tannehill.
I think you're kind of not giving him the credit. Man.
He's a bum. He is a bum.
You got to think about this. What does the Tennessee Titans, the Cleveland Browns, and what's the other team? Damn, they're on the tip of my tongue. All 3 of those teams, they have mediocre quarterbacks, but they rely on the run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which means your running game ain't nothing. You get exposed.
Now, we're going to get on there.
He's a quarterback.
Soon later.
Okay. No, in regards to the quarterback,
I actually wanted to bring that point to talk about the Bears, but I was just ahead. But I think Tannehill.
But for real though, so you telling me you put Tannehill or Baker Mayfield on a team that didn't have an extensive running game, they gon' do their thing? Exactly. Kirk Cousins. So
no, I ain't say that.
No, RT did, but it is true. They rely heavily on the run as well. But those two
and the Rams too. That was the other team that I was going to talk about.
He's a bum too, though.
Okay,
what all 3 of those teams have coming?
Are you calling them bums?
I'm saying that they have serviceable quarterbacks who these coaches have said, look, don't be dropping back with these passes unless you're playing the Tampa Bay Bucks or the Chicago Bears.
Bruh.
Run this goddamn ball, man.
Serviceable quarterback is a real nice way of saying, bruh, you ain't shit. Don't blow this for us.
I think out of those quarterbacks that we just named, though, I would take Tannehill out of all 3 of them.
Okay, watch this. You said out of Mayfield, Goff, And who else? What's the other two bums you named? Tannehill.
Tannehill. Those three.
Kirk Cousins, Tannehill, Goff, and what's the other bum you named? Oh, and Faker Wheelfair. Out of those four, Tannehill is the best. Watch this. In my house, I'm the tallest man. I'm 5'10", my son 5'9". I'm the shortest man in my family though, outside of my son. But in my house, I'm the tallest man. That don't make me tall. My grandfather's 6'2". My shortest uncle is 6'3". But I'm still a shorty. And Tannehill, that's like saying, picking between those guys and saying, do you want to have diarrhea? Do you want to vomit a lot? Do you want your feet stink or your breath to stink?
Yeah,
they all bad, but one of them ain't terrible. Because Baker Mayfield is diarrhea. Jason Goff is throwing up. Tannehill is bad breath. Bad stinky feet, and the other one is bad breath. So, like he said, if you put socks on, don't nobody know. Derrick Henry are some thick ass Bombay socks. Those big thick ass Bombay socks that are real comfortable. But when you take those shoes off, your feet he's gonna stink. And when you get Derrick Henry out the way, he's gonna freak the game. You can look at the record. Every time they said, hey, look out for us, family. And he hitting wide open linebackers and DBs. I'm telling you, every time this Derrick Henry has been maintained, they've lost. Contained, they've lost. That means your quarterback sucks. Hey, and don't get me wrong, it's a dude that play in Las Vegas. He is a legitimate rat fart better than Tannehill. He's another guy that that if Josh Jacobs ain't on it, he gonna freak. Period. If you don't agree, all I gotta do is go back in history. Last time the Raiders made the playoffs, he finished second in league MVP. He broke his leg and it was over. But Lamar Murray was kicking ass. That's the last time the Raiders looked real good. He didn't get another good running performance from that point on. And then Josh Jacobs come to life. They 7-9. Josh Jacobs is still alive and they killing it. What happened? We get into that. When we get to the Raider game, Josh Jacobs hurt his ankle, and what happened? Wide open linebackers and fumbles and everything. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I don't trust them. And I think it's your Chicago. You so immersed in this Chicago football that you used to seeing bad quarterbacks take it up. Big Illinois.
Hey man, why you gotta bring the Bears up?
I'm just saying, you've been looking at horrible quarterbacks your whole life. So when you see one that's just real bad, you go.
I'm not saying that the man is good. I said out of these cats, if it was anybody, I would pick Tannehill. That's what I'm saying. I ain't saying that I would pick him if I was a GM and it was.
You know, the only person I pick him over, not those four dudes, you.
Nah, man, you gotta pick somebody.
I'm not saying outside of them four dudes you pick and you. That's it. My man Microwave said, I saw the Baltimore Ravens win a Super Bowl with Trent Dilfer, the Bucks win with Brad Johnson, the Eagles win with Nick Foles. You also saw two of the greatest defenses in the history of the world and Nick Foles get hot. Guess what I saw, Microwave? I saw Mark Wilson in 1986 look like the Mark Wilson that was leaving BYU. And then Bo Jackson hurt his hip, and we know what happened. The Raiders went on to have the largest loss in playoff history. If you are a bum and you don't have one of the greatest defenses in the history of the world or get hotter than fish grease, your team gonna lose. Because I also saw that same Nick Foles go for 23 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, and then the playoff came and he lost. And then he almost got ran out the league until homeboy get hurt, he bust up his knee, and then bam. He go on a 3-game winning streak. He went on a 3-game run, and then bam. Jim McMahon, another one. Joe Average with all you have to do is don't blow this, and we'll win. If you don't throw this to the other team, family, we're going to win. When you playing with the Bucks and Sapp and Rice and McFarland and Derrick Brooks and Rondé Barber and what's the white boy who the GM at for the 49ers? Lynch. When you got them, hey, bro, anybody, okay, hey, Microwave, you remember Rick Meyer? Rick Meyer challenged what's the boy named Drew Bledsoe for Rookie of the Year, and that was the last time he had a good season. It ain't about a 8-12 game run when you're a rookie. It ain't about a 4-game run when you play so piss poorly with the Rams, so piss poorly with the Chiefs, so piss poorly with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Your current coach literally told the Chicago Sun-Times, we really didn't want Nick Foles. We wanted Teddy Bridgewater. I got a problem with you. When your current coach say, we could have did without this, Rudy. We wanted the brother. I'm just saying, man. I ain't saying. I'm just saying.
And make too many brothers as the Bears quarterback.
Right. When the Bears want a black quarterback, Microwave, you ain't shit. When this racist ass city that I live in say, we should get the black quarterback, that means there are no other options. With that being said, Tom Brady smell like Dookie. Is it the coaches where everybody, Chris Mortensen and every other white commentator in the world, or is it Tom Brady? I'm listening.
Oh yeah.
Hey man, Tom Brady is looking like James Winston looked last year.
Interesting.
And that's all I'm saying.
Okay. Well, I was gonna speak on that shit. Okay, cool. So since he's looking like that, I'm gonna give about 50% in regards to being Brady and Bruce Arians. The fact that Bruce Arians runs a high reward offense, of course, we know we're gonna put it in harm's way. But in regards to Brady, oh my God, he's not playing like this. So, thank you. So, there you go about it.
Goddamn Deacon Dale. Lots of coaches wanted Teddy Bridgewater, including Zimmerman. He wanted to keep him. He wanted to keep Teddy, but the GM said, no niggas up here. I mean, that ain't what RC wrote, but that's how I read. That's how I read. That ain't what my man RC wrote, but that's what happened. Y'all being kind. Brady is fresh out the shower. I already said it best. It's Brady. He's old. I don't want to hear none of this nonsense about no risk it, no biscuit. The homie is out here hitting defenders in their head. He hit a defender in the head. I ain't trying to hear it. Look, his legacy is cemented already. But y'all gonna get that crown back to the only dude in the history of the National Football League to play in 4 Super Bowl games and not throw 1 INT. The only dude in the history of the Super Bowl game to not have a bad game. This dude played in 4 Super Bowls, won 3 MVPs, and the other dude to win the MVP, he was throwing it to him. So I ain't trying to hear this. Tom Brady, first run at the fucking Super Bowl, he threw 1 playoff and Super Bowl touchdown. His last run, he did not throw but 1 touchdown in the Super Bowl. I'm not trying to hear. The dude cannot be denied, but I saw a play in this game when if they would have had Tom Brady mic'd, when he threw the ball, you'd have heard him say, "I ain't got it," because he ducked before he let the ball go. He back there flinching, and when you flinching, it's time to go home. Go ahead, lay up with that skinny, ratty-looking chick that everybody keep trying to tell me is fine. No. She popped. And so is he. And since my man Big Illinois bought up Jameis Winston, I guess Jameis Winston ain't so bad after all, huh? He just ain't good as Brady used to be. But he looking way better than Tannehill. He looking way better than Faker Wheelfell. He looking way better than Winston Golf. He looking way better than Derek Carr right now. Because if you put me in an offense in which the receivers can't catch and the ball always bouncing off their hand, they, as Louis Riddick said, 50% of his interceptions came from receivers quitting on the routes or running the wrong one. Please help me understand why the whole world told me my guy was a Rudy. But Rap, it wasn't Brady's fault. The defender helmet was too big. See? That's what I'm saying. Everybody got all these excuses. I know Microwave joking, but everybody got these excuses for your boy, man. Your boy is washed. Just because you can throw it far, if you go get Roger Staubach, I guarantee you Roger Staubach can throw the ball 60 yards down the field today. And he 3-4 days older than baseball. So I ain't trying to hit. I ain't trying to hit. Man,
when we talk because he was the last black quarterback that the Bears had.
And they ran him out of town. And they had that garbage line, kept getting his brains knocked out, and they ran him out of town. Cordell Stewart, RC. Cordell Stewart and Jason Campbell. And then they had this dude named Henry Burris out of Temple who wasn't caca. I actually believe Henry Burris never played football before. Yeah, he started 1 game, and he was... I seen Henry Burris miss when he was trying to spike the ball. Bach.
NFL primetime. We don't never see it again.
Yeah, it should go off. Now. Oh, man. I got AT&T cable. And I got a sweet deal, and now I can't never watch the goddamn NFL Network because they fell out with AT&T. Rat bums.
Did they just do that?
Yeah, I ain't watched the NFL Network in 2 years, man. I used to really like that, man.
Oh, man. Oh, but you ain't seen no girl.
Nah, I ain't seen it.
Oh.
And you called me a salam bowl. The Lions fired their coach, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Fired their GM. Who's next?
Guy named last name Pace with the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
How about Matthew Nagy?
Yeah, I said Nagy, give me Nagy. Both of them need to go.
You know what, man? I wouldn't fire Nagy. I wouldn't fire Nagy.
Here we go. Please let me hear this explanation.
Wow.
I'm gonna tell you why I wouldn't fire Nagy. All through this GM center, man. He's never addressed the offensive line in the draft. We all know about the quarterback position. His top picks haven't panned out. You drafted Shaheen in
Not
the
true.
second round.
He drafted Rohan Smith.
Let me finish, man.
Oh, okay.
He drafted Shaheen, who they traded him to Miami for a washing machine. He actually, I think he went to Miami, but he just got a contract extension. They didn't re-sign Leonard Floyd, who was underachieving, but you got to put these players in position to win. He's flourishing with the Rams. Kevin Smith never could stay healthy. I mean, that's not really his fault, but still, he was a number one pick. And you signed Charles Leno on the cheap because I hate to call players bums. I'm not a football player. I never played professionally, but Charles Leno was terrible. You sign these offensive linemen for the minimum. You get these quarterbacks who been hit so much. Dude, it was a play on 3rd and 17. Dude dropped back in like 2 seconds. Dude was flying. He was hitting and fumbled. Like, come on, man. Pace had to go. I would bring in a new GM, but more than likely he's probably going to be fired because most GMs don't keep that coach. Well, he'll be lamed up. But I would keep him for 1 more year. Try to retool the offensive line. You got to find a veteran quarterback or somebody. You can't draft a quarterback and expect to win because you're not going to win with a rookie quarterback. It's not going to happen. But at least have somebody that the quarterback can play on behind at least for the next year or two. Maybe you have to think about letting Allen Robinson go. Because, I mean, shit, I'm not paying no receiver no almost $80 million and I ain't got nobody to throw to.
You would pick up a quarterback and to sit behind Trubisky.
No. Mr. Trubisky is gone. He's gone.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be hard for them to get rid of Foles next year because of his cap hit. So you have to sign, maybe get another veteran in. Maybe Cam like a 1 year, maybe $10 million deal. See what he can do. You got to draft you got to draft the quarterback and let him play behind these cats. But no, I wouldn't get rid of that. It's just my opinion. I wouldn't.
I'll fire the hell out of him. The reason I fired Matt Nagy is I know it's just one play, and I'm not going to overreact over one play because that's just stupid. But I'm looking at Montgomery bust that thing wide open, and I'm sure he could have been busting that thing wide open on a more regular basis, especially since you know your quarterback is a reread. Quarterback, when you are dealing with a offensive line that doesn't pass block well, the best remedy for that is to run the football. And he hasn't adjusted to that. And they keep trotting out these also rans, but I'm just like, hey man, I'm sick of it. It's time to hit the reset button. You might as well trade everybody and hit the reset button. Keep Smith.
No. It will be. As a Bear fan, I don't want to see them hit the reset button again, man.
Dude.
Because you're going to go through these other years of this 4-12, 5-11. I don't want to see that shit, man. I don't want to see a rebuild. I want to see a retool.
Okay, let's just start. Let's start at the top. Let's start at the top of the food chain. Let's start at the top of the food chain.
They have a decent wide receiver group.
Okay.
They have a decent linebacker group. Granted, Roquan Smith is probably going to be paid in the next couple of years. I forget his name. Levatin. He's up there in age. And Robert Smith, I'm still not understanding what was the purpose of that time.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this. If you got, let me think. The dude who you said is a serviceable quarterback. If you add Mr. Serviceable Quarterback to this team next year, what do you see them at?
I see them at least 8-8.
Which is a worthless season.
Hey, it's better than they finna finish, 5-11?
But you're still not making the playoffs.
Hey, man, but it's safe. I'd rather be 8-8 than 5-11.
Seriously, bro? If you don't make the playoffs, you could be. If you don't make the playoffs, you may as well be 0-16. Why would you want a team to go 8-8 for the next 2 years?
They probably will get them in that extra playoff spot. I'm just saying, in a typical year, it's possible.
Okay, in a typical year, let's look at this. Let's look at this in a typical year. In a typical year, two of those teams in the NFC East would be better than they are. In a typical year, the Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers would be better than they are. In a typical year.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. I don't understand, but why would you want your team to always do this rebuild shit, man?
Because why? Okay, what's the difference?
The Chicago Bulls formula in reference to that, man.
Okay, so you want to be 8-8 into perpetuity?
The NFL is totally different from the NBA. You can rebuild with the NFL.
Okay. Who would you put at quarterback so they can make the playoffs next year?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know who's available next year. So I have to think about that.
The people who are available are people like the boy from Baltimore, who won the Super Bowl. Joe Flacco, Dak Prescott, Jameis Winston, the boy from the Saints, number 7 or whatever it is, Jameis. Derek Carr more than likely will be available. None of those guys are difference makers. So if you got those guys to choose from, what's the purpose of picking up another mediocre quarterback?
That dude is like one of the top rated passers in the league now.
Who?
Derek Carr.
And
what game is you watching, man?
Dude, fuck them stats. I'm watching games. When the game come down to it, he fucking up.
You thinking that way, dude? They had to throw the ball yesterday.
No, I'm not talking about yesterday. I'm talking about over the course of his career. I'm talking about over the course of his career. When it comes down to it, he fucks up. I don't want to hear about no quarterback rating. You know what I want to see? I want to see you. Okay.
I'll take Derek Carr. If y'all let him go, I'll take Derek Carr.
And you're gonna be 8-8. Who the fuck wants to be 8-8? Who the fuck wants to be 8-8?
They're not gonna be 8-8 with Derek Carr.
Oh, okay. Offensively, who got the most talent? The Raiders or the Bears?
Well, you got a number 1 receiver in the rug. You got Aguilar, who could be the comeback player of the year. You got Jacobs. They got an offensive line, which is much better than the Raiders. Than the Bears. And they got a quarterback that's better than anybody that's on the Bears roster.
But again, you keep saying better than these average people.
Yo, this Big Illinois 73.
You need a difference maker at quarterback.
7 p.m. Central.
Or you need to start over.
Okay,
good
so
for this
is
network.
the people that you're saying is available next year,
Check
are
us
they
out.
different makers?
No, not as of today. We don't know what Jameis Winston is under the proper coaching, but as of today, no, they're not.
My fam. You got
Okay,
the sister
but
Kim
my
Webb,
question to you is,
your brother
which you're
Dre
not
and
answering,
T.
man, why would you
The
want
brother
your
of
team
Newly
to
L.
go through this rebuild shit, man?
And
Because
your
it's time to
brother,
rebuild. It's time to get rid of that dumbass coach. You want me to answer or you want to keep interrupting me?
Retool, man.
Get rid of this dumbass coach. Get rid of them piss poor offensive linemen. Get rid of this mediocre receiver corps. Well, the receiver corps is cool. Get rid of this mediocre quarterback staff. And the defense is aging by the moment. So you're going to keep going 8-8 for the next 3 years and hopes to what? That Roquan Smith will be too old and Matt could be too old and so forth and so on. This sounds like the Dallas Cowboy formula. It's time to jump this thing and start over. Get rid of everybody older than 25 and start over. I don't want Derek Carr as my quarterback if I'm the Bears. Because if he's not killing it, I'm talking about if he's not in the MVP conversation with one of the best offensive lines in football, what is he going to beat with a mediocre offensive line? Hello?
I disagree with you, man.
But if I asked you, I'm not trying to change your opinion. See, that's the difference. That's the thing. I'm not trying to change your opinion.
15 to 20 years is rebuild. Break it down, rebuild. Let's lose all these games, rebuild.
Okay, so you gonna change, break it down to rebuild. You're gonna take to 8-8 for into perpetuity.
You keep saying 8-8, man. If you mean to tell me that if you get a Derek Carr, for instance, which in some tackle, but actually they need 2 tackles, get somebody that can coach up these tight ends and these receivers dropping these fucking passes when they are getting them thrown to them. You mean to tell me that the Bears couldn't go from 5-11, which they're gonna finish this year, to at least 10-6 next year?
You think the Bears will be 10-6 next year? But the thing is, okay, offensive linemen don't just fall out the sky. They have to be developed as well. So what do you do with Derek Carr with this piss poor offensive line next year?
It's not going to be the same offensive line. That's why I'm saying you don't rebuild, you retool.
And this is why everything that you're saying is why the Chicago sports franchises suck ass every year. The Cubs, the White Sox, the Bulls, the Bears.
Basically, when they don't retool, they rebuild, man.
This is why I am 50 fucking years old and I have never seen a Pro Bowl quality quarterback in this fucking city. This is why I'm 50 fucking years old and I have never seen 4 years of good wide receiver play in this fucking city. This is why. Because we keep, instead of saying, tell you what, go get me a Bill Parcells-esque general manager. Go get me a very good head coach. What they do is, you see that guy over there who is going to cost little or nothing to hire? Go get him. He has zero experience being a head coach. Bring him to Chicago. You see that guy over there who has zero experience at being a general manager? Bring him to Chicago and hopefully they can work some magic. That's why these teams suck ass. There has been one uno head coach in the city of Chicago with previous head coach experience. And that was the dude who used to coach the Carolina Panthers. He is the first coach in my lifetime 1970 to 2020 with head coach experience. That's why the Chicago Bears keep losing. Because why do you keep turning over a big-time franchise to unexperienced people? Oh, this is first time being general manager. This is first time being team president. This is first time being head coach. Now, make it work. It rarely works. And if it didn't work for 50 years, I'd be damned if I do it again. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I am not going to continue. Hey, man, it's to me, I'm not trying to change your mind. To me, it is insanity. They continue to do the exact same thing and expect a different result. That's all I'm saying. But, hey, if that's the way it needs to be, this is how I became a Raider fan to begin with. I would rather deal with old, crazy-ass Al Davis trying everything under the sun. You fine. Get me. I'm going to try everything under the sun. I would rather be a Cleveland Brown fan. I would rather be a Detroit Lion fan, because at least I know that they just don't know what the fuck they doing, or that it's a crazy-ass old man who hiring everybody under the sun trying to win right now. I'm not sure if the Chicago Bears are trying to win. And that's the honest to God truth. The last coach that was consistently good, he ran his ass out of town, a.k.a. Lovie Smith. Lovie Smith won 10 games without an offensive line, without offensive weapons, with trying to turn a defensive back into a wide receiver, and Jay Cutler as the quarterback. And they said, you know what, bruh? Your offensive line was destroyed. Your quarterback was hurt. Your wide receivers are trash. You won 10 games. I'm going to need you to get the fuck up out of here. You ask me? That's why the Bears came. That's why the Bears suck. And
man, the same thing that you're saying is the Raiders, the Cleveland Browns, or whoever, they're in the same position. You're doing that retool and you're still mediocre. So.
Hey, I would rather be a Browns fan and know that the owner's a doofus and he keep blowing it, versus the owners are saying, we ain't spending that money. Find another way. I would rather live like that. I hate John Gruden. I think he's a below average coach at this point in his career. But dude was trying. He was reaching with Chucky, and that he thought, man, if he could recapture the magic. Give me an example of the Bears hiring somebody that you said, oh yeah, it's on now. And again, I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm just saying. Can you do that?
I mean, they haven't. The only person that they hired that had coaching experience was John Fox within the last
50 years. 50. They've never hired a coach with head coach experience. They're not trying to win. They are not trying to win. There's nothing in the history of this team that says we're trying to win. I could be wrong. I could just be looking at this all the way wrong. I don't have a problem with being wrong, but I'm just looking at Mike Ditka, all these Rudies that they've been the head coach since then. Hey man, I don't know. I don't see it. I'm looking at my Jack Pardee. Man. I'm looking them up right now. Chicago Bear head coaches. I'm looking it up right now. I can't think of one of these dudes. No, why you? It's a talk show, fam. You're supposed to have a conversation. You're right. What you want to talk about?
What's next on the menu?
The team, the games.
Okay.
You start.
Which games you starting with?
Any of them. Go right ahead. Start with the Thursday game.
I'll talk to y'all. Peace out.
All right. And with that being said, man, Joe, Houston versus Detroit. Who you talk to me?
Oh man, my fault, brother. I'm just trying to get back where I'm supposed to be. Houston and Detroit. Okay, Houston got back on track. Thanksgiving game. Sean Watson actually came a Superman-esque type of player. Offense was rolling, and that was pretty much it. They got the lead and kept up and kept their foot on the gas.
I think it was a damn good game. And like you said, man, the fact that this dude is putting up these Herculean efforts and they've traded away everybody but J.J. Watt is a damn shame. 41-25. Homeboy should have been fired. The head coach should have been fired. And, yeah, he looking good. Dallas, Washington.
It was trying to be more real more, man, truthfully, I blinked and the score was just, man, crazy. Dallas, of course, we still, man, we Dallas wasn't going to be the same without that. With everything going, Andy Dalton is not we call service equipment that service for quarterback, so he's not even looking like that. Washington did this thing and kept it rolling.
The Dallas Cowboys are the Dallas Cowboys. I'm thinking, oh boy, might get fired at the end of this. The head coach, he might get beheaded, and they might have to hit the reset button. And because this is not looking good at all. When the Washington Redskins, when the Washington football team, Jack Roll, it's a wrap. Raiders versus Atlanta.
I don't think the Raiders lose the game. The way they play, like you said, Jacobs did hurt his ankle, and then that's just pretty much the whole game plan. That Falcons played and kept their foot on the gas, and he can break off of them.
The Raiders came in, underestimated these dudes, got their asses handed to them. This is one of those trap games. They walked into Atlanta saying, we got this. And the Atlanta Falcons, headed up by Rohan Smith, said, no, y'all don't. Beat the hell out them. Too many turnovers, too many penalties. It was the Raiders for the better part of the last 20 years, 15 years. That's what it was. The Chargers versus Buffalo.
Buffalo defense put everything together. He kept Justin Herbert contained. Wasn't really no big game, big touchdown from them like you normally have. Josh Allen did turn the ball over 2 times, so hey, new game. Running game was wrong for them.
I think Anthony Lynn is going to get fired on the heels of this game because the way he handled those goal line situations was horrible, and I think it's going to cost him his job. Cincinnati versus the Giants. Who really get that?
Giants. Hey, leader of the division. Shout out to them. Shout out to Brockers. I know he's happy about that. They won the game. I mean, they did what they did to win the game. Regardless, the ball in their hands. Take out the field goals and hey, proud of the Giants. Hey, there you go, Chief. Proud of your Giants.
Yeah, it was a game. Indianapolis versus Tennessee.
Oh man, my coach took it straight on the chin. Derrick Henry came out the box and was just running all over. Of course, Philip Rivers turned into Bill Murray, a couple of receptions, and that was pretty much that. And then, of course, the only fact you can turn to a touchdown made the game, of course, that much more. But that running game killed us.
This is one of the reasons I think Derrick Henry should be in the MVP conversation. everybody was raving about the Colts defense, and he made them look like they were non-existent. 178 yards. This is third time doing it. He looked like he's warming up. He's nimble. He's showing people why he was on the team. Carolina Panthers, Minnesota Vikings.
Oh man, that's just bad. Just bad luck. I mean, that went down and came back in. I really just, man, it's hard break by the Panthers. Man, you couldn't make the last field goal in the game. Same time.
Big Illinois.
Carolina Panthers and who?
Minnesota Vikings.
Hey man, Kurt was on fire, man. Shit, that boy Justin Jefferson was off the chain.
This is one of the reasons. This is why I rail so hard about stats and shit like that, because I mean, you can't deny Kirk Cousins having a great game. They shut down Dalvin Cook, and this is why I rave about the eye test, because if you watch Kirk Cousins this week, you thought, hey man, he the man. But you also have to factor in the fact that the Carolina Panthers had the worst pass rush in the National Football League at this point. They apply the least pressure to any quarterback. So, I mean, if you're a professional quarterback, even if you are average or rudimentary, if you ain't nobody sweating you, you walk away with a clean jersey, you're going to look like Kirk Cousins did. So, man. The Patriots versus the Arizona Cardinals. Talk to me.
Man. Bill Belichick did his thing regardless of was able to pay Kyler Murray the way he was supposed to. Even though Kyler Murray still may have had injuries regarding that AC joint, that kept him at bay. Cam wasn't explosive. Cam just didn't turn the ball over when he, at the wrong time. So of course, as he said, it was an ugly win, and as far as it goes, he'll take those ugly wins instead of the impact ball.
That was like good coaching as far as on the defensive side, and when they needed to make a play, they did.
Yeah, this is.
His stats was terrible, but shit. I take a win, shit.
A W is a W. A W is a fucking W. Period. I'm forced to agree with Joe. Bill Belichick, man. And him being smart enough to know that this man has a sore AC joint. He knowing that this dude got this hand cannon that ain't firing the way it needed to be. So he said, hey, you got to beat me deep. And they could. So, hey, shout out to Bill Belichick. Dolphins, Jets. Never mind.
Just in the season.
Right. Never mind. Cleveland, Jacksonville. Ain't no need talking about the fucking Jets game. You know what? I'm going to say one good thing about the Jets game. Frank Gore had 74 yards. Big up to Frank Gore, man. This dude is tireless. I got a question for both of y'all. Is Frank Gore Hall of Fame?
I say yes.
That's a question for the whole chat room. Is Frank Gore Hall of Fame?
I say yes.
Y'all know? Did he get cut off? Yeah, he got cut off because it went straight. I don't see his name no more. He'll be calling back in a second.
Can y'all hear me?
Oh, we didn't hear you.
Yeah, but no, at this point, I mean, what do you like number? He in the top 10 in rushing.
I think he in the top 5.
I think he's number 3.
Right. He up there.
I don't know. That's like 50-50. Actually, I say it's 60-40.
I'll say yes, simply because I thought he was a Hall of Famer 4 or 5 years ago. And the fact that he's still playing, hell yeah, he's a Hall of Famer. And if you ever walk past Frank Gore, you think you walking past your little brother. I mean, he loped, but he's a very, very small man. I say yes, Hall of Fame. RC says yes. Microwave says absolutely. And Raiders said the same. I agree with all of those guys. But back to the game. I think Frank Gore is there. Cleveland, Jacksonville. Really another game. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, run the ball, just run. And that's pretty much the game plan. They knew that, keep the lead.
Speak up, bro.
That was it. Oh, I said run. We already know this. That's the only way that that's the only way that Cleveland Browns gonna win is if you run the ball and keep the way to take a will.
Yeah, man, that running game is they got that type of running game that you can ride them in the playoffs, man. It's gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be interesting to see who they could do, what they could do in the playoffs. Faker Wilfield had a 258-yard day, which is about average. But Jarvis Landry, Nicholas Chubb, what's the boy name who smacked the white girl? Kareem Hunt. It's gonna be hard to beat these dudes. They filled with talent. They finally got a coach. I personally believe they could get a Jameis Winston if they can get one of these dudes coming off the scrap heap. Hell, Derek Carr. As long as you get somebody who ain't gonna throw the ball away, this is gonna be a hard team to beat. I don't trust Baker Mayfield, and part of it is because I don't like Skip Bayless. But the other part is, anytime you're a gambler in college, when you had interceptions in the Big 12, I'm looking at you crazy because they ain't even playing no defense out there. So, the Denver game. Well, let's not even talk about it. Let's not. We don't need to talk about. Y'all want to talk about the Rams game?
That was pretty impressive by the 49ers. I mean, they did have a lot of people, players come back from injury and COVID, of course, like that. I was actually impressed by this. I had the Rams winning. I thought the Rams was, I thought the defense was some world beaters, but they got pushed around quite a bit for a while. But I thought the 49ers were making it work. Winning.
Yeah, I think that was a good coaching by Shanahan, man. I have to give him his props on that. It was either good coaching or they just came out and the Rams was just not prepared for that game.
I think it's a little bit of both. Because let's not forget it was a whole bunch of turnovers. The 49ers, let's not forget this too. The 49ers was in the Super Bowl last year. And they were in the Super Bowl to the last minute. They had a bunch of injuries. Again, just like the Raiders and the Falcons game, I think this was a trap game. You walk into this, and then bam. And next thing you know, you're in a fight. But by the time you realize you're in a fight, they kicking you in the face. And that's what the 49ers did, and the Rams. Jason Goff is another Rudy who's stealing. Jason Goff, Carson Wentz, Baker Mayfield, Tannehill, and a few other quarterbacks in the National Football League need to be playing in a mask that has nothing to do with COVID. It has everything to do with their stealing. This is the game that everybody was talking about, everybody was looking forward to. Help me understand why don't nobody want to bury our homie Tom Brady. I'm listening.
I'll make it simple for you. Because he got the empty yards, the empty calories, as we call them. Because as far as it goes, the game was open in the first quarter. We all know that. If you saw it, you know what happened. How many kills? They were hitting Mahomes. They had, 200 yards in the first quarter, first half? Yep. They obviously put on the gas. At that point, it was more so, okay, we're not going to lose the game type of thing. But by them being such a high-powered team, it's like, we don't have to keep scoring. We can just keep the ball away from it. So it's like, that's more so what we did. But Tom Brady, wasn't on point at all. He's not sharp anymore. We understand he's getting old. I mean, shit, the defense plays revenge. So like I said, not to lose towards the end of the game, and things opened up for him.
And you know what Tom Brady looked like, man? You know when you have those pitchers that start off the year super hot, like those pitchers that be up in age, like Cole Hamels that year with the Cubs.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting towards the end of the year, and that body and that wear and tear is starting to show.
I agree.
Now it's up to the coach to say, hey, we got Ronald Jones, who I don't know, for some reason they just neglect to run the ball. So they neglect to run the ball. But that team not gonna go far if they have a balanced attack. That seems like they've been on the team.
You breaking up, bro? You breaking up?
It seems like since AD been on the team, shit, they've been looking lost, man.
You can't deny since Antonio Brown showed up, it is something different going on. But I think the problem is, for one, I'm gonna say 50% of it. I agree. I think we said this earlier. 50% of it is coaching, but I was just being funny earlier. But Tom Brady ain't got it no more. I said this 2 years ago. Tom Brady ain't got it no more. The analogy I used is once upon a time, Tom Brady was Wolverine. Now he Logan. Still a bad motherfucker, but he can't do it the way he used to. And he don't want to get hit. He's never wanted to get hit. And once you start putting that wood to him, he fizzled. But they still want to. It's just like at the end of Brett Favre's career, they want to send him out there, and he was nope.
And that's the one thing I will quote Stephen A. Smith on. I never do that. And I remember, I think it was talking about the Giants. And they say, they had a tap dancing in the backfield like Gregory Hines. So yes, he was scared then. So when they was getting to him, when you put a licking on Brady, he had a phone.
I mean, history tell you that, man. Early in his career, when the Steelers was putting that heat on him, middle of his career and late in his career, when the Ravens put the heat on him, at the end of his career, when Denver was putting the heat on him, you put that heat on him, he don't do that Tom Brady thing. Yeah, but
you know what, man? When you claim and go off, when you think about those years, wow.
He said, "Give me some attention."
About those New England years, man, when that dude wasn't being touched. I know he like shit, man. I wish I could go back to that.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, you know what? Microwave said their corners are kind of suspect. No doubt. But if Tom Brady was the Tom Brady, as you even stated earlier in the program, Microwave, he got more talent than anybody in football. So this should have been a 48-45 game. This should have been a 48-45 game. And it's not.
Like that Rams.
Right.
That was on Monday night that one year.
Right. That's what this should have been. And
that's what I expected to see.
Exactly. So I ain't cutting no slack, Microwave. I understand. And I know you I listen to your show. You don't cut people slack. But I'm not putting it on the defense. If you ain't shooting it out.
I have to agree with him. I was agreeing with him on the show the other day. That defense was suspect as hell.
Okay. Big Illinois. So why wasn't it a shootout? Why wasn't this, as Joe stated, why wasn't this that Rams Kansas City game 2 years ago, Patrick Mahomes' first year start, when the last person with the ball won? Because when your defensive coordinator is trash, or your defense is trash, and you got Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, and the whole host of characters, and Patrick Mahomes got Hill and his crew, y'all supposed to shoot it out because the defensive coordinator don't know what he's doing, right? I'm listening.
Actually, their defense been playing decent. It's just some cornerbacks, man. I guess I don't know, man.
Yeah, but like Microwave, Brady watched. If the defense, because we and you and Microwave and Joe and everybody else in the chat room and everybody else in the universe listening to this, understand that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers DBs, only thing they got is Winfield or Winston. The rest of them dudes, they should be riding shotgun with a bunch of them quarterbacks we named earlier because they're stealing. But if Brady is who he's supposed to be, they're supposed to have been that Dan Marino, Dan Fouts, Drew Brees, Dan Marino, Jason Buster-ass Golf, Mahomes. That's what they're supposed to be.
That's what I thought it was going to be. I ain't going to lie to you. I thought it was going to be like 35
Right.
20, 28 games or something like that.
And that's see, I'm not accusing you of this, but because you just having a conversation. But this is what I be saying when I say people let Brady off the hook. Because you and Microwave, even though Microwave said it and you said it too, but people keep saying what my man Bruce Arians ain't doing. People keep saying what's his name? What's the defense coordinator? He used to be the head coach of the Jets.
God damn it.
We know who I'm talking about. We keep bringing him up. But at the end of the day, let's be honest. Okay, watch this. Let's be honest. If I would have told you Friday night, I'm going to guarantee you that the Kansas City Chiefs are only going to score 27, you'd have took that bet. You'd have said Tampa Bay going to win then. So that's why I got to call the man. I don't know. I haven't been watching. I usually watch Get On Up, but for whatever reason, I ain't been listening to it or watching it or whatever. I usually tune into that. But I did watch a little bit of Rewind, and Chris Mortensen talked about the defensive coordinator. Chris Mortensen talked about Bruce Arians. But this is what I want to know. Watch this, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong. In the Super Bowl, Tom Brady down 24-3. He's down 27-3. They win like 34-27. Tom Brady saved the day. Skip Bayless, he shooted out against Microwave's Philadelphia Eagles, and it was the defense fault that they lost. I don't understand how folks is living on both sides of this fence. That's bogus. Todd Bowles, thank you, Mike. RC. How is it Todd Bowles and Belichick fault when a team jump out to a big league and they shut them down, but it's Brady's fault when they win? I don't think that's fair, man.
I don't know why I was about to call that brother Todd Phillips.
I couldn't think if RC wouldn't have wrote his name in there, man, I would have never thought of his name, because I was finna call him anything but Todd Bowles. I was finna call him the manager of Rocky or something. I don't know. Throw in the damn towel. But why don't nobody blame Brady? Why is it never Brady's fault?
Because, man, the GOAT, man.
Yeah, the GOAT. It's his fault they lost.
Because it's everybody else's fault. Because
no, I'm being dead serious.
They should have been. Well, okay. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to say because as he's cemented in everybody's mind as him being the best quarterback to ever play the game, they don't want to find out his flaws. Like, think about it. When we saw Michael Jordan come back and was in the whiskey before, he was still Michael Jordan, but he wasn't that guy. And it's like he gave me excuses like they always say, "Oh, we can get them last 2 years." Why? We saw him out there. Like, why are you trying to save him? Like, they always say, "You healthy enough to get out there and play? You should play your best." And your best is not what it was.
Because I don't know, man. I guarantee y'all this. If anybody, you could have went to any betting person on earth and said the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to hold the Kansas City Chiefs to 27 points. I I give you that 27 points if you give me 8. And the average betting man would have said, I'll give you 3. And shout out to Microwave. Jordan didn't get that pass that Brady did. He didn't. Because everybody was enjoying homie fold. Now, when I tell you when he did get the pass, when he came back and Chicago stripped that ball at half court. And when he drove baseline and threw it, finna go up for a shot, threw the ball over Scottie Pippen's head. Because, he LeBron that one. He did get it. Don't nobody bring those up. But ain't nobody talking about for the last 2 years. For the last 2.5 years, Brady has been playing like trash. And as I said earlier, Big Illinois, this is why I don't pay attention to stats. Because Brady is the number 2 passer for yards in the National Football League, and he got a bunch of other gaudy stats. But when you watch him, like I said, it was, I don't know who, when that last interception he threw on the left-hand side of the field, he threw that ball and was ducking before he let the ball go. If they'd have had a mic on him, you'd have heard him say, I ain't got it. Because he was scared. Before we end, we got, he didn't get that pass either. They was acting like Nick Anderson could guard Mike. Hey, Microwave, before this conversation, when was the last time somebody brought that up? If you bring up, hey, tell you what, you got my phone number. The next time somebody bring that up in a Michael Jordan conversation, I want you to call. I want you to call me. Because I live in Chicago, and I ain't never heard nobody bring up 1996. Because if I was Shannon Sharp, every time he bring up that LeBron shit, I'd say, what about these 2 plays? And hey, Microwave, I will openly admit, I'm not a big-time Michael Jordan fan. I'm an Isaiah Thomas fan. He's from Chicago. Michael Jordan just had a good job in Chicago. Well, actually, he made it a good job because the Bulls were super trash before he got here. Shout out to Mike. I got a question for y'all. Do any one of y'all want to convince me that Ben Roethlisberger, Phillip Rivers, and Eli Manning aren't the 3 most overrated quarterbacks in NFL history?
Nope. Because I agree. And one of those quarterbacks is quarterbacks from the team that I root for. So. I can't argue with that. Can't argue them 3.
All right, because I'm just trying. I understand it. Because the question I have for if anybody did want to argue that, if Phillip Rivers is a slam dunk Hall of Famer, and most people say that, am I correct?
They would say it.
Illinois?
Phillip
Rivers. People say he's a... Brett Favre was overrated. Okay. Hey, RC, boy, I got a green shirt on. If you got on one, we in the same choir, brother. Because if Phillip Rivers, Eli Manning, and Ben Roethlisberger are slam dunk Hall of Famers, why ain't Donovan McNabb and Steve McNair?
You know why?
No, I'm being dead serious.
No, but I mean, I'm telling you why? It's because of the melanin. Because they laugh.
Because 6-time Pro Bowler, number retired, Eagles Hall of Famer, 234 touchdowns, 117 interceptions, 37,000 yards passed, 85 pass rating, 59% completion, and 29 rushing touchdowns. And he ain't in the Hall of Fame? Rivers ain't getting in? Shit. I bet you he do, Microwave. We gonna still be partners. I bet you he do.
Yeah, I don't see the Rippers. Now I could see Big Ben and Eli because they got those Super Bowl rings.
Right.
But no, Rivers would be one of them motherfuckers
Exactly, LC.
on the cusp. And we had to go somebody here. Hey man, what about Phillip Rivers? All right, man.
Hey, I wouldn't be shocked if Phillip Rivers got in on the first try. McNabb holds every Eagles passing record. McNair has a league MVP. Exactly.
But yeah, that's more so what he's saying. They really, like, why? Like I said, it's a black quarterback thing. Because McNabb did his thing. Like, way better than, I mean, of course, like you said, Eli got his 2 rings, but it's like, overall, when the chips was down, McNabb got to the Super Bowl with, what, Freddie Mitchell and me?
Because
like,
to stand on Joe's shoulders, Phillip Rivers had Jackson, Gates, and Tomlinson. Then he had Gordon. Then he had the kid out of San Jose State, Randall Cunningham, too. Exactly. I'm trying to understand why everybody keep calling Phillip and Big Ben, like Big Illinois said. The damn trophies get Big Ben and Eli in. But I'm still waiting on Big Ben to have a good Super Bowl. I'm just saying.
That was my next question. What Phillip Rivers' signature win of his career?
Beating Peyton Manning when he tore his ACL.
What's Eli Manning? 2 Super Bowls, right?
2 Super Bowls.
Okay. What's Ben Roethlisberger?
I mean, he was there for 2 Super Bowls, but the defense did most of the work, and Hines Ward. It's a damn shame that Hines Ward got the same amount of touchdowns as this dude in the Super Bowl. It just, I mean, like, you know, you had T.O. talking about everybody got McNabb making it, yada, 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 this, that, and the third. Which makes me think he's Petty Murphy, but that's another thing. And like I just saw, speaking of Petty, RC said the Hall of Fame voters are cynical and petty. Yes, indeed. Randall Cunningham too. Let's not forget about him. Exactly. I just don't understand what's the hype behind Phillip Rivers, Big Ben, and Eli Manning. Now, I'm not insulting no Giants fans. Because you got Phillip Rivers helping you get 2 Super Bowls. I mean, Eli Manning helping you get 2 Super Bowls. How many Super Bowls Phillip Rivers played in? And I guarantee you, if anybody doubt what I'm saying, all you have to do is tune in to the Colts game next week, and they will mention that Phillip Rivers is Hall of Fame. That Santonio Holmes' catch was insane. I totally agree. But Ben Roethlisberger hadn't done a damn thing up until that point. Hey, this is what I'm talking about. When you look at Ben Roethlisberger, right? What y'all do understand? It's only been a couple quarterbacks that threw for 5 interceptions in a game over the last 5 years. Y'all know who that is? Jameis Winston.
5 interceptions.
5. Jameis Winston and Ben Roethlisberger did it twice.
And then he also got a couple, about 3 or 4 games where he didn't throw 6 touchdowns.
One of those games that he threw 5 interceptions, I think he threw 6 touchdowns.
Oh, man. I thought it was the Jaguars.
Yeah, it was against the Jaguars, exactly. I'm just saying, man, I don't know, man. I don't see it, bro. because I don't know, man. Oh my God, microwave and jumped out the window. They ain't getting in because like Trump, he just take the pussy. With that being said, man,
Oh man.
we about to hit the wrap it up button. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, man. Joe, Big Illinois, get y'all pardon words, and I'm gonna do the promotion, and then 2 fingers, 1 word. This is HRap, and we didn't ran out of music. We was talking so long.
Oh man, well we were into the last month of 2020. Got 24 days, a couple of days of Christmas shopping. Take care of yourself, wear your mask, wash your hands. Hey, see y'all next week.
And everybody be safe. Tune in tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Backyard Crew. Go Bears.
Fuck the bad. Just like I said, man. Man, it was a great show as usual. My man Big Illinois got mad at me, but we've been arguing and screaming at each other for 30 years now. Ain't nothing gonna change.
Hey man, I had to.
Yeah, you got mad, nigga. Get out of here. You got mad. Get out of here.
If I was mad, I would have called back.
Now you just realized you was acting lettuce, hard on the outside but really soft. But man, I want to thank y'all for being a part of the show. Y'all helped breathe some blood into the show for me. Next week is a very special week for me for both my shows. Next week the show will be on the 8th, and the show will be on the 12th. The 13th, which is Sunday, is my 5th year being a podcaster. Anybody who knows me, my mom passed away 10 years ago, and she told me, you should do what you want to do. You know, you told me when you were 10, you were going to be a sports broadcaster. You should go back to school and do that. Instead of doing that, I started the End of the Bench podcast. So next week on the 13th, next week's shows will be important to me for that reason, man. If at all possible, I would like to see all you guys here return. Help me celebrate my 5-year anniversary doing this. It has been fun every step of the way. Start off kind of shaky. And it's been getting better every week. I want to thank all of y'all for the support. I hope to see y'all again for both shows next week. It is truly going to be special to me because, like I said, man, maybe 2 months before my mom passed away, she told me to do this, and I'm doing it. Thank y'all for tuning in. And again, tomorrow, Deacon Dale. I don't know if D Gray was back last night as I saw it. I woke up. So, D Gray to be back tomorrow afternoon. Deacon Dale, the happy hour will be back tomorrow evening. As he just stated, Big Illinois. Thank you, brother. Big Illinois will be here tomorrow night. DJ Knox, Attack on Hip Hop. He'll be here Thursday. I haven't talked to D Gray. I don't know if we're going to do the couch potatoes. We got to get together, do that. It might be off another week, and then we're going to come back. And then you got Microwave. No. Chief Rocker tomorrow or Thursday morning. And then Knox. And then maybe the couch potatoes. We haven't talked. He got the jet lag going on. D Gray probably needs some rest. Then Friday, you got Knox and Big Illinois. I'm not sure if me and Big Illinois are going to unveil this next new show. I got to reach out to him. I got a special guest for all hip-hop heads Saturday. If he confirms, then Sauce Money, Brooklyn's finest, will be on the show Saturday. If not, I'm going to be on screaming about coming up with a contingency plan. Joe Biden has already pissed me off. So I'm going to talk about that. The fact that former mayor of Chicago, the dude who covered up the murder of my young brother, Raekwon McDonald. I'm going to be ranting about that Saturday and other things. Otherwise, Sauce Money will be on. I'm still in production. I'm still interviewing people for my secondary show called Rapping with HRap, a live history of the black community. I'm talking to people of all walks of life. Do me a favor, if you have my phone number and you have a senior, somebody 65 and older in your family, I would love to talk to them, have them on my show, and I want to walk through their lives. They don't have to be famous. They don't have to be, they could be a fireman, they could be a truck driver, they could be a housewife, but they've seen things. We need to start documenting our history, brothers and sisters, and rapping with HRap, a live history of the black community is what I'm going to do. The plan is to get 12 interviews and then start releasing them one a week so we can hear what was going on in our lives. Just imagine talking to an aunt or uncle who's 65 or older and asking, what was going on when Medgar Evers got shot? What was going through your mind when Emmett Till got shot? What was going on through your mind when Malcolm X got shot? What was going through your mind when Martin King got shot? Watching the Black Panthers come to life. The student coalition, the student nonviolent coalition committee, SNCC, and other things, man. Jesse Jackson, Barack Obama. We, as a community, need to start recording our history and put it out there for. I know Microwave got young kids. Big Illinois got 2 grandkids. Joe has young kids. Just imagine if in 4 or 5 years, if you can let little Microwave, little Big Illinois, little Joe listen to what actually happened through the eyes of our folks. I got a homeboy who was a big time gangbanger. He gonna be on my show. I'm laughing at Microwave. He said, I guess Chief Rocker gonna be the first interview he ate.
That was funny.
But yeah. I am, as a matter of fact, Microwave, I am going to interview Chief. He don't meet the age qualification, but the thing is, Chief has lived in New Jersey and he's lived in the South. Chief has seen a lot of things. Please, if you have anybody in your family, even if they've had a checkered past, if you've done time in the penitentiary and came back out and rewritten your story is not on the criminal path and you've changed your life, please call me. I want to talk to you. Reach out to me because your story is a story that one of these young people in our community can listen and say, you know what? No offense, Joe. The homie Joe turned his life around. Now, Joe ain't never been to the penitentiary. I'm just using them. And I can use that as a springboard. So please, most of y'all got my phone number at HRap_B. Find me, Brian D. Williams, on Facebook and HRap at HRap_B on Instagram and Twitter. Reach out to me, please. If you have an entrepreneurial spirit and you got a story, I want that story to be told. We have no choice but to document our history. Please have your people reach out to me. I don't have a problem. All you have to do is have them text me. HRap, this is for Microwave. HRap, this is for Rated for Life. HRap, this is from woo woo woo. Hey, okay, my man Microwave, you in. I'm good. Like I said, man, this is not a judging situation. This is a Microwave story. It's going to propel people. Chief Rocker story is going to propel people. Big Illinois story is going to propel people. Joe from Houston story is going to propel people. Your uncle, your aunt, your brother, your cousin. I need to have as many stories as possible because whether you understand it or not, your story is an inspirational story. The fact, to quote Al Bundy, and I know that's a weird quote, but he said, the fact that I get up every morning after living the life that I have and don't put a bullet in my head, it makes me a champion in life. And the fact that you could wake up every morning as a black man or a black woman in the United States of America and not hurt some damn body every day. Damn. See, that's hard right there. My man Microwave said in Crackers Game tried to give me 12 life sentences. That's a story. The fact that Microwave is, when you listen to the brother's show, he's a well thought, he's a compassionate, and he's a good person. The fact that he has faced something as horrific as 12 life sentences and he's not walking around bitter, he's not walking around spiteful, he doesn't have hate in his heart. That story is an inspiration to somebody. So, Microwave got my number. He's going to reach out to me. We're going to do an interview. We can do it in 10 parts. We can do it in 2 parts. We can do it in one gigantic 5-hour interview. Whatever the hell it's going to be, I need to get my brothers and sisters' stories heard so we can overcome the obstacles that have been set in front of us and the settler colony experiment called the United States of America to assist in impacting and enhancing the lives of our people, young and old. Thank you. Oh, yeah, I forgot Sunday, my man Raider Kev. What is the fun? Goddamn, the Fun House. The Fun House. Good show. The brother Raider Kev is bringing levity. The brother Raider Kev is dropping science. And he's a spiritual brother. So he going to tie it all in. Listen to it. Man, we got to support each other. We got to support. I said it the wrong way. I meant to say, even if I'm not listening, I'll just hit my iPad and turn the volume down. I got to do something else. That's what I said. What I meant to say is if I have to come, I will do that and then come back and listen so you can get credit for the listening and the support. I do that with all the brothers, whether y'all understand it or not. Check your likes. You will always see my like there. And if I'm busy, I always come back. You're going to get 2 listens from HRap, the live listen and the comeback listen every time you do a show, because whether y'all understand this or not, and I know I'm soapboxing right now, whether y'all understand this or not, this is a platform in which intelligent, honest, good, solid black men and women are putting forth an effort to Raider for life. I thought it was you, Raider Kev. I'm sorry, Raider for life. I'm sorry. It's Raider Nation, Silver and Black, man. Raider for life. But it's good quality black people putting effort to entertain you. You complain about, think about it like this, brothers and sisters. I said this last week, and I'm going to keep saying it until y'all grasp it and we work together and do it. We have the capability to do a news program, music programs, entertainment programs, and sports programs right here. And I keep saying this because I got it from a good source, which is Dr. William Cosby, Bill Cosby. If we can obtain 0.5% of the black community to listen to each one of our shows on a regular basis, you can quit that funky ass job that you hate. None of us want to get up and do work for somebody else. All we have to do is continue to put out quality programs, keep it passionate, and keep it honest. We can collab like me and D-Grade. I'm open to collab with anybody. I don't give a fuck if you on X Squad, Y Squad, Z Squad, Elemento P Squad, and that's no disrespect. Me, Knox, and Rock are branched out on our own. We growing our family. I promise you, if we work together, we can do our own whatever. Understand, man, we are coast to coast. East Coast with Dale and other people. The South with Microwave and Rocker and Kesey and that crew. The X Squad family. The Midwest with Raider. The West Coast with D-Grade. The North with Knox. Northeast with Knox and Mooka Dean and Lisa. North Central with me in Chicago. And Chuck and Too Cute and everybody else. GG and them. Understand what we are doing, y'all. Understand what we're doing. Again, I know I'm soapboxing, but I just want that fucking message to come through loud and clear. We don't have to work if we work together and get everybody. Just imagine if you got 10 people to listen to Microwave show, and Microwave got 10 people to listen to Raider show, and Raider got 10 people to listen to D-Grade show, and D-Grade got 10 people to listen to Big Illinois show, and Big Illinois got 10 people to listen to Rocker show, and so forth and so on. It's not hard, man. 0.5% of the black community is 400,000 people. Do you know how much money you would be making if you had 400,000 subscribers to X Squad, Built for This Network, Raider for Life, Deacon Dale, Nike, Adidas, all these liquor companies? They would be beating down our doors. It's not hard, brothers and sisters. It sounds like, oh, wow, 400,000. But guess what? Every day you go to Instagram or you do something on social media, you see somebody flag up, I got 10,000, I got 1,000 followers, I got 1 million followers, I got this many followers. If we work together, all of us can have 400,000 listeners, 400,000 viewers. If you don't like HRap, you will like Raider. If you don't like Raider, you will like Deacon. If you don't like Deacon, you're going to like Big Illinois. If you don't like Big Illinois, you're going to like Chief Rocker. If you don't like Chief Rocker, you don't like Kesey. You don't like Kesey, you don't like D-Grade. So forth and so on. If you don't like none of that, you'll like GG and Mandela, y'all. It's something here for everybody. But if y'all keep working if we keep working like fingers, we are never going to achieve that goal. Thank y'all for tuning in. Tune in to Deacon Dale. Well, if D-Grade come on tomorrow, tune in to D-Grade. Then tune in to Deacon Dale. Then support Big Illinois. Again, man, you don't have to listen. Just hit play so we can register to listen and we can continue to blow ourselves up. And we don't need anybody. We have fun doing this. It's time. The fun is over. It's time to put the same passion, the same argument that made Big Illinois get upset at me tonight. That's exactly what people are looking for. So I wasn't picking, but it is what it is. So thank y'all for tuning in. It's been dope. I'll see y'all tomorrow night on Big Illinois Show. It's been good. 2 fingers, 1 word. Dream those dreams and man up and woman up and live those dreams. It's life without dreams flows in black and white. Life with dreams flows in technicals and surround sound. Rest in peace and salute to the Power Father, Reggie O'Shea, Combat Jack. I got that from him. We out, fellas.
Network for the strong, not the weak.